Hello everyone, welcome to Anime Amigos, the podcast that makes you wonder, what are you still doing here?
I've been doing that for 10 years now.
It's been 8 years, go home!
8 years.
Nearly 8, well nearly 8 years, in April.
I'm Calvin Atkinson, the Pokemon Punk.
I'm Reese the Gundam Guru.
I'm Ren the JoJo Genius.
I made the Vanguard Vagrant, and due to a mental health crisis born on by depression, anxiety, and an Adam Sandler marathon, unfortunately, I do not have an opening joke for you all. So why don't we all just sit together and imagine I did a really funny opening joke now.
Elliot, how could you say that?
You racist!
That's disgusting!
What did I say?
Cancelled!
I didn't know I did a joke. Did I do a joke that bad?
You know that wasn't an expression of love about the incoming president.
I don't.
I can only apologise.
I didn't know you could put cream there. Anyway,
For me, Cal.
on that terrible mental image, it's time for Anime of the Year then. So, 10 anime nominated. We have 10 nominated. And I want to stress, with these 10, we are only going up to anime spoilers, no manga spoilers. So if you're worried about, we're not going to talk about anything in plot-wise that happens after the anime.
Yep.
So our nominees are Delicious in Dungeon, Dangers in My Heart Season 2, Bang, 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 Braven! Go-Go Loser Ranger, Mission Yozakura Family, Kaiju number 8, The Elusive Samurai, Mikine, Too Many Losing Heroines, Dan, and Orb on Mission Movements of the Earth.
Excellent.
On Mission Movements of the Earth. Yeah, Mission Yozakura Family in mind then, didn't you?
Do you know what it is? I've accidentally typed it in my notes, and it just movements. And
See, this is why it's so important to proofread stuff.
Yes. So we're going to talk about these. We got 10 anime to talk about. We're going to talk about these in broadcast order. Mm-hmm. So if you're wondering why they're not in alphabetical order or anything like that, we decided it would be a good way to recap the year. Yeah. But if your favourite didn't end up here, I would say go back and watch some of our seasonal roundups of whatever season it was in. It'll probably explain why it didn't get the nomination.
Or just in general, get better taste.
But I mean, was there anything obvious that people are going to say? How did that not get nominated?
I mean, we nominated all the big ones.
Yeah, because let's face it, 2024 was not the greatest year for anime. It was like
maybe Aoya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. That was pretty hyped up.
Yeah, that one got a lot of attention, but Ren in particular knocked that down a few places.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You didn't like that one?
I like that one.
Yeah,
I liked it as well.
One for me will be Dragon Ball Daima, but that has carried over.
And there really wasn't enough to judge it with what we had.
Yeah. It was only a couple of weeks.
So let's talk about... so I'd say, though, what do you guys think of 2024 as a whole, now we have all 10 of our nominees?
Well, I could go through the honorable mentions and say what I thought about it.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so I have not practiced this, by the way, so apologies for my starter. Also, I have a request for Reese and Ren. Mm-hmm. I look back at last year's time I did the honorable mentions. Calvin had to interject with every single one I said. Not everyone, but about half of them.
Right.
And that really lengthened it more than necessary. So if he speaks without me pointing at him, I want you two to taser him.
Okay, noted.
I'm dead.
Okay, so we have the 47 this time. Let's get into it. Number one, first of all, is 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. Surprisingly really good. Basically, My Dress Up Darling, but ecchi and with hentai characters. It's great. Really love it. Go check it out. Number 7, Seventh Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. Really, really good. Like another very solid villainess. I won't even call her a villainess, but taking it in a very unique direction. I really liked it. Number 3, Aoya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. Ren didn't like it, but you know what? I'm pretty sure the rest of us did.
That's fine.
Characters were fantastic. Really great chemistry between Aoya and the main character and the main protagonist. Really awesome. I'm looking forward to season 2. Number 4, first dishonorable mention. The banished former hero lives as pleases. This is the worst piece of shit I have seen all year. Oh my god, this infuriated me so much. How did this get passed? How did this get greenlit? Stop it. 1 for Calvin. He can finally talk. Number 5. Banished from the Hero's Pie, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside, season 2.
Great season. Great follow-up. Really liked it. I'm hoping they do a third season.
Okay, and another one for Calvin actually. Number 6, Black Butler, the public school arc.
Very strong arc, though. I actually thought it said something about the current state of the British class system. But at the end, I also did think the mystery at the end didn't have the best solution.
Okay, and one for Ren now. Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War, the conflict.
It's fucking sick. Sorry, it's just the best continuation that we deserve. Like it's the most deserved continuation of the manga.
Okay. I'm watching the anime. I just got to. I'm finishing Soul Society arc. It's great.
But yeah, I got to check. I also watched it as well with Ren. I thought it was really good, even not knowing much of the context.
You don't need context. It's just great.
Exactly.
Number 8, Blue Box, the best sports anime of the year, in my opinion. Really, really solid. A lot of fun. Again, great chemistry between all the characters. I love Triangle. That's actually believable. What?
And it's much better than the other blue sports anime this year, Blue Box.
Speaking of Blue Lock season 2, this one was tragic. Season 1 was so good. Season 2 just had bad animation. I still had fun with it because I thought the story was good, but yeah. Number 10, one for me, Cardfight Vanguard Divine Season 1 and 2. Yeah, it's Vanguard. I'm a big Vanguard fan. I love seeing all the new cards. It's a new arc. Great, I really enjoyed it. Number 11, Code Geass Rosea the Recapture. More Code Geass is always a good thing. I'm a huge fan of Lucia the Rebellion, and I think this is one of the best things I saw all year. This was absolutely fantastic. Number 12, Danmachi Season 5. You know I love Danmachi. You know we all love Danmachi. Yeah. I've converted Calvino to it. He agrees now. Season 5 is just a great continuation. It's awesome to see more of Freya. Really, really good. Seriously, go watch Danmachi. Number 13, I actually give this one to Ren. Delico's Nursery.
Yeah, incredibly camp, sort of like... It's very jarring art style, but I don't know, sort of edgy... I feel like they're all gay-coded,
You're right.
But I know that many of them have children and are in heterosexual relationships.
Doesn't mean it's just that they're vampires and vampires are cool.
Yes.
Number 14, another one for Calvin, The Duke of Death and His Maid Season 3. The final season as well.
Yeah, brilliant conclusion. They did the manga ending They moved some of the timeline around slightly towards the end of it to make... But I actually think they improved on the manga in that sense.
Okay. I'll let Calvin and Ren play for this one. Number 15, Failure Frame. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level skill.
Yeah, this is the one I liked, but you didn't like.
No, he did like it.
I liked
we liked it, but the rest of most of the anime-going public did not like it.
I didn't
Which
really
confused
like
me. I thought it was rough.
Yeah, I know, like, Jeff Few did a real massive teardown of it.
Well, fuck him. He's entitled to his opinion.
Yeah, no. I only said fuck him once when he did his roast of Shield Hero.
Okay. Number 16, From Me to You. After over a decade, we finally get a season 3 of this one. This is the year I watched this one, and it is brilliant. It is fun. It is cute. Season 3 does a really good job. It's a really good continuation.
Elliot, I don't mean to interrupt, but could you turn on the plug at the side? The backup mic's not
This
on.
is why I always said check the plugs.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know that one was in.
Turned on.
What?
The plug is turned on.
Have you plugged it in, Cal?
Yeah, it's plugged in. It's
Plugged in.
It's charging, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? Maybe the plug on there.
I'm sorry, we will be pausing the album as well.
Yeah, go ahead, Elliot.
Okay, number 17, Jellyfish Can't Swim at Night. One of the best character pieces I've seen all year. All the characters were so good. I had such a great time watching this. It was incredibly slept on. I cannot recommend it enough. Number 18, Konosuba Season 3. A continuation of Konosuba. It's Konosuba. What do you expect? To some it's funny, to some it's cringe. I think it's somewhere in between. Still really fun.
That's our podcast. To some it's funny, to some it's cringe.
Number 19, Layback Camp Season 4, I think. Is it Season 4 or 3?
Yeah, Season 4.
Yeah, Season 4. How did this get Season 4? 4 seasons? And how is it still so goddamn good? Cozy, fluffy goodness. Absolutely get on the Layback Camper hype train. It's very good. Number 20, Mashle, Magic and Muscle, Season 2. Best OP of the year, in my opinion. And yeah, still great, still really fun continuation of the first season. Even better than the first season, in my opinion. I think it's... Yeah, I highly recommend it. Really looking for Season 3.
Just go back on the back camp. It was the 3rd season this year.
Third season. Oh, so I did write it wrong.
Yeah, but a 4th has been confirmed in November.
Right, yeah, sorry.
So
Season 3.
Yeah,
Season
so
how much I know.
My bad. Yeah, how does it get 3 seasons then? Number 12. I'll give this one to Reese because I know he was a big fan of it. Metallic Rouge.
Yeah, well,
I liked it as
yeah, a lot of people liked it, but it did have a bit of a come down from that season because it's very Kamen Rider inspired, but it didn't go through far enough on the plot lines, and the ending was a mess, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, real mess.
That's fair. Number 22. I'll give this one to one of you lot. My Hero Academia Season 7.
I'll take that one. Very strong. I'm looking forward to the final season, even though I've actually read the manga. So I know.
Manga read it last year as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, with a bunch of manga. That's why we did our endings podcast. So we did it because a bunch of things were coming to an end.
Okay. Number 23. Negative Positive Angler. The really good fishing anime with a guy who's depressed for a pretty legitimate reason, finding hope through working at a store. Very good. Very much enjoyed it. Go watch it. Number 24, Oshinoko Season 2. I get why the show is really hyped. I get why a lot of people really like it. This second season was so goddamn good to me. I love the stage play. I love the strife between the actors. I thought it was generally really good. I know Calvin, you weren't big on it.
It's not I wasn't big on it. I think reading the manga later on also did not help things because the manga goes in directions that I just go, what the hell were you thinking?
Yeah, that's fair. Number 25, just someone mentioned plus-sized elf. Why? Why did this one get greenlit? It's shit.
Best animation of the year.
It's so shit. For the love of God, no.
You know someone's jerking off to it, but you really question their life.
We all know it's you, mate.
One sec. I just remembered one I forgot to put in. Give me a second.
Oh yes, the pluser-sized elf.
Number 26, Pseudo Harem. I love the show more than I should. It was so goddamn good. It was so goddamn cute.
Yes.
One of my favorite romances of the entire year. Please watch it. It is brilliant. Number 27, Ranma Have. A manga?
Yeah.
An anime? From the Inuyasha creator that Calvin liked? Surprisingly, yeah. Really good remake. Love the animation. Thought the characters are great. Can't wait for season 2. Number 28, ReZero Season 3. It's ReZero. Of course.
Yeah.
And we've already got the first half, but it was still really good.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to see where it goes next. Number 29, Sandland. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Your heart goes out. Our hearts go out to you. This is an absolutely brilliant one. And yeah, if you haven't seen Sandland, please, for the love of God, do it. I think it's some of Toriyama's best works from what I've seen.
And did you say it was better than the game you played?
Yeah, way better. The anime was way better. The game sucked.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Number 30, Shangri-La Frontier Season 2.
Of course.
I love Shangri-La Frontier. The season is just a great continuation. Go check it out. Number 31, Shoshimin, How to Be Ordinary. From the creator of Hyoka, I believe. A really good sort of detective anime for like sort of general everyday inconveniences.
Yeah, that's basically Hyoka as well.
Yeah, it was really good. The two main characters were really enjoyable. Another really slept on one. Go check it out. Number 32, A Sign of Affection. Another really good romance anime. About a deaf girl, and even then, I still say it's like pretty close to being as good as A Silent Voice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep, seriously good. Again, go watch it. Number 33, Solo Leveling. Season 2 is currently ongoing, and the first season was really good. It did definitely feel like a setup, but you know what? Still really fun. Still great animation. Some of the best fight scenes of the year. Go check it out. Number 34, Spice and Wolf. Merchant meets the Wise Wolf. Remake of a pretty classic anime at this point. Super good. Holo is still one of the best girls in any anime, I think.
And unfortunately, the light novels are still going, so we still don't know the end of the story.
Yeah, but we are getting season 2. You better believe I'm going to be watching it.
Yeah.
Number 35, Sword Art Online Alternative, Gun Game Online Season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, more good Sword Art Online, surprisingly.
Yeah, it opened a really fun tournament arc.
Yeah, even though the last season was also a tournament arc.
Yeah.
Can't wait for season 3 where we get a tournament arc. Still very good though. That's still very interesting. Number 36, the one I forgot to put in, Tale of Wedding Rings. Ecchi show that is way better than it deserves.
Oh yeah, that's way better.
Like, holy shit, why was it so good? Can't wait to see season 2. Actually, another one I forgot to mention as well, Chain Soldier. A lot of people didn't like that one, but I thought it was really good. Number 37, one I'll give to you to Calvin and Reese. Terminator Zero.
Yeah, I thought it was a really great Netflix version. So it splits off in the original timeline now, focusing solely in Japan, whereas the other Terminators we watched, the films were all American focused. And this one was about an infiltration in a country with pretty much no guns.
It's the Gordon Ramsay meme of finally some good fucking Terminator.
So when you look at the old Terminator films, everyone's like loaded up with guns and rocket launchers, whereas in Tokyo they have to make do with improvised weapons to try and fend off a Terminator.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah.
Number 38. That time we got reincarnated as a slime season 3. Screw everyone who said this was bad. I still thought it was really great.
Oh
yeah, it was a lot of meetings, but you know what? I love seeing Tempest get built up more and more, and I love about the places it went. I really enjoyed it. Hope for season 4 soon. Number 39. 'Tis time for Torture Princess.
Oh yeah.
This show was way too much fun for its own good.
Yeah.
Hell Lord is the best dad of the year.
100%.
Just again a lot of fun. Gave me major
Forgot about that.
Secret Princess and the Demon Castle vibes. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Number 40, Train to the End of the World. Another
Yes.
one that was really surprising. I love the creativity with it, and I thought, yeah, just really, really solid. Great cast. Number 41, I'll give this one to Calvin actually because he watched more of it than I did. Tsukimichi, Moonlight Fantasy Season 2.
Oh yeah, no. If season 1 didn't convert me, season 2 really converted me.
I did really like Season 2, yeah.
Season 2 is fantastic. I cannot wait for season 3.
Absolutely.
It's actually an isekai where I like the protagonist.
Absolutely. Number 42, a dishonorable mention, Uzumaki. What the fuck happened with this?
Yeah,
How do you go
this, yeah.
from a really good season 1 to that?
Yeah.
Junji Ito deserves way better. Number 43, one for me, the Unwanted Undead Adventurer. This is again a season 2, and I'm so happy because this show is generally another really slept on one, and I think it is great. Please go watch it if you're interested at all. Number 44, the one where you use healing magic.
Yes.
This is a redemption for healing magic anime after redo of a healer. This was genuinely so much fun, and like. I'm pretty sure this is confirmed for a second season as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, cannot wait to see more of it. One of the best isekai I've seen all year.
Yeah.
Number 45, Villainess of 99, and maybe the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord.
Yeah.
In my opinion, terrible animation, but story surprisingly really fun. Go watch it. Number 46, One for Ren, viral hit.
Yeah, I was hoping this would come up. Like just a YouTuber just goes and fights people and learns from another YouTuber who's like a masked fella how to take on different martial artists.
It wasn't a wild card for you, wasn't it?
It was potentially, yes. Sad I didn't choose it in retrospect, but one of them.
Number 47, Windbreaker. This was tied for Mikine for the longest time to be my wild card, and Mikine just beat it out. But I love this one so much. Some of the best fights of the entire year. Some amazing animation. Setting up season 2 really well. Cannot wait for it.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of Tokyo Revengers, you'll probably like this as well.
Yeah, actually I think in some ways it's better than Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah.
And finally, number 48, Wisteria Wand and Sword. The Danmachi creator is back for more, and this is still really, really damn good. Second season's been confirmed. Cannot wait to see more. Cannot wait to see more of it. Yeah, absolutely go watch Wisteria. It's generic but fun.
Can I question? Was Kinnikuman this year? Last year rather.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yes.
See, that I would throw in as an honourable.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was great.
Yeah.
That's the only one I would add.
I was about to ask if I've forgotten anything.
Yeah.
No, I think you got everything there.
Kinnikuman.
So let's go to the main nominations then. I'd say let's get that one done. So we're going to start with Delicious in Dungeon. That was the first one to broadcast.
Dungeon Mission.
See, I watched it in dub. I watched it in dub, so I got Delicious in Dungeon.
Nah, I didn't. I loved the Japanese one just because it sounds like it's coming.
Fair.
Interesting. sub watchers, server dub watchers. To be fair,
I watched it in dub as well, to be honest. But this was the first of a series of really good shows that Netflix got this year.
Netflix really set itself apart this year. I think.
Netflix seems like they've done everything in their power to basically keep me subscribed.
However, this year they kind of ruined it by adding in a vampire anime, which is kind of shit.
Which was that?
I can't remember the name of it. I just remember that it's not that great.
Wait, they got Call of the Night on there?
Oh, get out.
In retrospect, I like it more than I did at the time.
I didn't even realise I didn't like it at the time.
I wasn't big on it.
Okay, so Delicious in Dungeon.
Yep.
Very strong show.
Oh shit, this was brilliant.
Yeah, incredible.
This time has gone on, this has gotten better.
Oh yeah, this qualified because it was our best of winter.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's a good one to start with. And it was a very strong season, winter, because again, Sign of Affection easily could have won this one.
Yeah.
And
Solo Leveling could have as well.
Yeah.
And Wrong Way You See Magic. There were a lot of really good things in winter.
And of course, the next anime we're going to be talking about was beating it week on week in the Annie trending charts.
Yeah.
But Delicious. I really like the setup of it. I like the whole fact of let's do the weirdest possible D&D campaign we can think of.
Absolutely.
With cannibalism, technically.
It's basically D&D mixed Monster Hunter, except instead of wearing the traumatized kid's parents, you're eating them.
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure which would be more traumatizing.
Yeah.
I do like the fact, though, the all the different recipe ideas they come up with it. Those are all really cool.
Yes.
Oh yeah, like you could tell the manga had to think hard when it came to like, okay, was this monster? How does this monster work? What kind of food would I be able to make it? Like, put in extra work for themselves.
And even with like how the monsters kind of function and their powers, like you know, because you think about how much thought process Laios puts into it. That's obviously the author having deep dived into
like
how this would affect.
when we saw the living armor and we actually got sort of how they function, I thought, okay, this anime is something else.
Because it makes me wonder if they're going to release a cookbook afterwards.
Yes.
Because it easily could.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I hope they do. If bloody Naruto could get a cookbook.
Everything has a cookbook these days, though. You do see like nerd and anime manga cookbooks all the time.
How long until Death Note gets one? It would just be apples.
So I never saw Food Wars, but I've heard of the Foodgasms. How does Delicious in Dungeon compare to the...
I'd say they do the it's
well, for starters, the Foodgasms aren't nearly as intense.
Okay.
But it's also...
So people's clothes don't explode.
Okay.
They do, however, the theory is there just like it is in Food Wars. All the theory matches up. And also, I would add I think it does look just as good as Food Wars.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The food looks so good.
Yeah, amazing.
I think the main cast is pretty good.
Oh,
amazing.
The cast is amazing.
Senshi's cool.
Yeah.
Senshi's awesome. Chiochuk and Maso are lovable. Laios is just a dork, and I love him.
Marcel's an idiot and just brilliant.
Marcel's amazing.
Yeah.
Laios, and there was a lot of people suggesting Laios might be autistic.
I totally see that.
But it has now been shot down by the creator.
Has it really?
In an interview.
Oh, right.
Okay, so fair enough. I mean, it's his decision at the end of the day.
Yeah, because it's his characters.
But I don't think he shot down the whole thing that really was trending, the Marcel and Fallon ship.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was trending a lot on Twitter.
In all fairness, you see that, you think, yeah,
there's one of those.
100%.
There was just like, you can't type it in on Twitter. You basically, if you type it in on Google search, it will just come up with, there is so much porn.
Where is the Eurogame manga? Where's the Eurogame spin-off between those two?
But I'll be honest. I personally thought the middle section nearly pissed me off and took me out of it with the whole thing of, well, we've rescued Fallon and now we've got to rescue her again.
Why did that piss you off?
Because I thought, well, that's just doing the same thing again. Luckily, they brought it back with the whole fact that we are kind of doing something different now. But I don't like it when the story has no way out, so it has to but they want to do more, so they have to forcibly reset it.
I think it makes sense because Marcel did bring her back using dragon guts.
Yeah, no.
So there would have had to be some consequences through that.
No, when they finally got it done, that was what I was like, they absolutely got this right. Yeah. What I don't like is when it's stories where they hit the reset button for no good reason
I disagree. I don't think there was no good reason.
No. That's what I'm saying. This is not an example of that.
Okay.
That's what I thought. That's what it was going to turn into.
I also want to say they hit the reset button. There was a lot more strife.
Yeah, then that's when it was clear. That's when it was clear later, about 2 hours. Okay, they have not hit the reset button. Yeah. The problem I have. Like, I'll give you an example. Unnamed Memory. There's an example where they hit the reset button.
I would have put. I left it off the list because I knew that ending pissed you off.
Haven't seen.
They skipped a lot of the light novel, and coming from someone who hasn't read the light novel is pretty obvious.
Yeah, and in the season 2 is not really fixing any of the issues that people had with the first season. Back to good anime with Delicious in Dungeon. I do think as well, though, the dungeon design is pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very well thought
Like it's a clever idea of, well, yeah, that would make sense why you'd need massive supplies to go into this thing. It's massive.
It kind of reminds me of the dungeon in Danmachi, more that many levels have like different sort of layouts and ecosystems and stuff like that.
Yeah, Danmachi was definitely something I was noticing the comparisons with.
I also saw a comparison with Made in Abyss.
I was about to say,
Made in Abyss, that's another
with
really good one, yeah.
Each layer having its own unique ecosystem. Like, I thought the dungeon cleaners was a really interesting concept, but it repairs itself.
But what I also like is the fact that each member of the group has a reason to be there. They all have something to contribute. Yeah. So, and they all get sort of an episode or a segment dedicated to them. So, like, one of my favorites had to be.
They all get multiple.
Yeah. So, like, one of my favorites was Senshi figuring out
whether he had backstory,
whether that whole cannibal thing had actually happened or not.
Yeah, that was excellent. I feel like Chilchuck got shortchanged, ironically, in terms of his backstory.
No, he got
an episode or.
I think
I don't think we saw anything of Chilchuck's backstory. We did see multiple episodes of him being really useful.
But we heard about him though, because he came on that one episode later on saying, "I've got a wife and kids."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "What?"
Yeah, because he does. What's the word? He's a reserved character anyway, so he's not likely to share it until that moment when he wants to know about Senshi.
Also, Half-Foot Marcel. Adorable.
Yes. Oh my god,
love it so much.
Yes.
So
no, that
cute.
was
the episodes where they all body swapped. Great.
I love the
handsome Senshi.
Yeah, handsome Senshi.
Senshi no.
I loved figuring, Senshi is an elf, and I loved figuring out when they had the doppelgangers, which perspective each of them was from, because I know Senshi's was definitely Laios, and the handsome Senshi was Laios' perspective, and the ginormous Laios was obviously Chilchuck. I thought it was so funny.
I think, I can't.
So I think the show had the potential to be one note. Like it could have just been like, oh, they're just going to do the same thing. But it was so varied, and it had twists and turns, and the plot changing as you went through. I thought it was really kept you engaged throughout.
I love that so many times you can go from intense action, sometimes bordering around body horror, to like being incredibly cozy, like laid back camp levels of coziness. And it was not jarring in the slightest.
No,
I think,
like they managed to go from one to the other perfectly.
I think my funniest bit was where Griffin Fallon, and she's about to rip off. She goes, "Whoa, hey!"
Yeah, and I think
with the Griffin bit, I love when the bit when Senshi got grabbed by it, and Marcel was like trying to create a monster to kill it, and Laios got really excited. So the final sort of just went lame.
I love what was it at the end when Laios chops up the familiar that Marcial summons, and she's like, "No, baby!" But I was like, that makes sense because she was inhabiting its body, right? That makes total sense.
Can I ask you guys something? This is a thing that's been pestering me all year. Do you guys prefer the first OP or the second OP?
Personally, first.
Second for me.
Second grew on me, but I think I've got to say first.
I'm going to go the second. I'm with Reese. I think the second one's better. But I don't think either of them are bad. I mean, it's weird.
Of course, yeah.
It's weird saying that considering it's Bump of Chicken and they're kind of doing a folk rock song with it, which is a sort of thing that those are two things that I should love.
Yeah.
With season, with the first bit, just like the fantasy vibe it gave me.
Yeah, I feel like this is a fantasy anime that gets why people like fantasy stories. It gets why people like D&D.
Yeah.
It does. Like, if you take an example, a lot of the isekai anime, they don't get why people like RPGs.
But this is such a D&D campaign, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no. We started this out by saying this, like, I mean, Elliot, you're the biggest D&D player out of us.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing a D&D campaign like this?
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
I'll be interested to see if this affects like the next D&D handbook, if they talk about food supplies in dungeons.
There's already a lot to do with it. I mean, it's not incredibly in depth, but you can still, they might elaborate on it based on this.
Or in the skybooks, elaborate on the monsters on which ones you can eat.
Well, yeah, or do a sort of because they do associated spin-offs. They've done Stranger Things, they've done Magic the Gathering. They might do Delicious in Dungeon.
I'm going to say this a lot today because we've got such a strong list of anime. I'm struggling to think of negatives for Delicious in Dungeon.
Sometimes the pace can slow a bit too much when they were figuring out what to do with Fallon after the dragon, and then sort of like getting lost shortly after.
There was a couple of two-parters I thought could have just been one episode, and they maybe cut a couple of things.
Or the episodes where they focus on other parties.
Yeah, because ultimately that didn't pay off much.
It kind of pays off, but then not as much as you'd hope it would.
Yeah.
You got anything negative on this one, Elliot?
Honestly, no.
The cat girl's underutilized at the end.
Oh yeah, no, the cat girl's really underutilized.
I think it fails because she was introduced late.
Yeah, but even then she's still quite a quiet character. When they all get transformed, I think she says about 2 lines.
It's kind of weird that they introduced this new member of the party out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But they do fit in with it quite well. Okay, I think we need to move on to our next one.
Yes.
Yep.
Dangers of My Heart Season 2.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Now, Elliot was the only one who really watched the first season, so I watched the first season to get myself prepped for the second one, and I am so amazed I didn't do it the first time because Dangers of My Heart is fantastic.
Dangers of My Heart is really, really damn good.
I think I'd watched about 4 or 5 episodes of the first season.
Well, this is the strongest romance anime all year. I'm going to stress that one.
Yeah,
I think it's one of them.
Yeah, no, they did a better job with the main pairing.
We saw more life outside of school. The jobs and models.
Which is weird because I think the best episode for me was the the sports festival one with the whole weird human jockey thing they did.
That episode was great.
Yeah, with all the rest, it's like, let me win!
Yeah. There's I actually.
But they made that kind of perverted kid actually have an arc.
Yes.
And you actually got you to like him at the end.
They actually justified the whole pairing of Anna and
Ichikawa.
And they what I like the fact is they didn't have them privately play hard to get. For God's sake, I'm so sick of that trope.
Like, you could tell they were both really sort of pining for one another.
Yeah,
it did fall into the trope of neither of them expressing their feelings until way too late. Not way too late, but later than you would have liked.
Put it this way, I'm glad this is like the middle point of the manga rather than the end of the manga. That would have pissed me off, I think.
But it is where they start confessing as soon as he hears growth spurt.
Yes,
and that's a pivotal plot point. I'm tall now, date me.
I'm not a short king anymore. I mean, I really like the main pairing. I know some people have complained about the show.
What have they said?
I think they've said they thought it was too sexualized.
How?
Compared to shows we're talking about later, it was not sexualized.
No, I wouldn't. I think the one they point to is the basketball game between Ichikawa and Anna.
No,
where he accidentally elbows her boobs.
See,
that's not that sexualized though, because that's where that could happen.
Compared to most romance shows of kids in a high school age, this is not
like My Dress Up Darling.
Yeah, it's not like an awful offense.
I even say compared to Alias Songs Size of Fiends in Russian.
Yes, but the other difference is as well, I think, is that they do make Anna. They need to make Anna look like she's completely out of his league.
I agree that
for artistic. And I know something happens later in the manga that is slightly questionable.
Okay.
At best. But again, we said no manga spoilers. Only going to the end of the anime.
Just judging on what we saw.
Yeah, I will stress as well. Anna is one of the most. I like the fact they didn't just stick to her snack thing as the only thing about her character arc.
Yeah. That was more Drew Ichikawa to her than anything else.
Yeah. I do like the fact they comment on her the pressure she feels as an actress.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well, Ichikawa not wanting to like interfere with that or like kind of verge too much into her or her life and her professionalism.
Just being able to give her her own privacy and her own autonomy.
What?
While also caring for her and wanting to wanting her to do well.
I will say so. I do think this. I know people like the second OP. I think the first OP is way better.
Nah, I prefer the second.
Yeah, but I prefer the second.
Probably the first one for me, to be honest with you.
I think that
I like the first one because of how simple it is, but the second one's just like I like that. It was just a lot more fun, in my opinion.
I think in season 1, it is a bit more kind of sexual and
a
bit more ecchi, I would say, earlier.
Yeah. I do. No. I do think a thing about season 2. I loved the karaoke into the OP.
Yes, that was great.
Amazing choice.
Yeah. But later on, I would say Ichikawa is probably one of the more likable, I would say, male protagonists in a romance show, because sometimes they can just be boyish and gross and stuff.
Assholes.
And knobheads.
One of the things I've noticed is a lot of romance anime, they often make at least one of the pairing too perfect.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't think they did it this time with either of them.
I do kind of get that. I think with I guess as an example, My Senpai is Annoying. You did get that one couple that did seem a bit more perfect than the main pairing.
Yeah, that actually was a weakness of the show because they took away from the main one.
Yeah. I still really like that show though.
Don't read the end of the manga. It's not a great ending.
But no, just want to move on. My only real critique is that I'm still not that keen on the art style.
I heard you didn't.
Drawn.
Now I remember this qualified because it was one of my 2 wild cards. I really do like the art style. I think the art style does suit the show quite well. I think the one thing it does as well is this show does weather effects very well in the animation department. That's something I noticed quite a bit watching it.
Yeah.
I think the animation style is quite. I enjoy it personally. I think it's consistent also through the 2 seasons, and arguably gets better in some places.
I also would say, based on the way they do this character arc, you can't describe this as junk food TV.
No, this is a good romance.
This is a very good one.
I feel like Ichikawa doesn't have as many of his sort of goth, his sort of curse. What's the kind of character?
Yeah, serial killer obsessed.
Yeah, he's less so in season 2. That goes away. That falls.
But
away.
I think that's.
I think that's because he's growing closer to her though.
That's true.
And because in the first season he was obsessed with her, but in this case he wanted to murder her.
Yeah.
And then in season 2 it's just I actually like you. Shit.
Yeah, it's kind of cancelling his incel vibe.
Yeah, he got a haircut in this one.
Yes. You've also got to remember that is a lot of people. It is if someone, a lot of times it is if just someone comes into your life that does the right thing, it can change you completely.
Yeah.
And it's.
Yeah, I suppose actually that's positive. Really,
It's
kind of making him less immature.
It's supposed to be this idea of no one is beyond redemption.
Yeah.
That's what I find interesting. It's very much it's the only time you're going to hear it as a comparison to A Christmas Carol.
Yes.
With that one.
Also, sorry, just on the Christmas Carol, because I was talking with Claire about this. Is it like a true redemption, or is he just living in fear of the fact that he might go to
No,
hell?
it is. It's a fair. It's a true.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
It's a true redemption.
I'm sure.
I think it's both.
The hell, because hell is not in the book.
Well, no, but he's seen the fate of what happens if he doesn't change his ways, and it's so I'm not. This is not a criticism of the Christmas Carol. I fucking love it. But it does feel sort of he's just afraid of what might happen. So it's is he really changing his ways?
You can tell by the way Dickens writes the last portion of the book. It's not.
No, for sure. No, I know it's.
We can all agree the best version is the Muppet version.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Only possible exception being the Patrick Stewart version.
I haven't seen that.
You'd like it.
What about the Jim Carrey version?
although the Ghost of Christmas Future has weird LED lights for eyes.
Ooh, okay.
One funny version I do like is Scrooge with Bill Murray.
That's all right.
I didn't like that. Sorry.
Okay.
Get off track.
I watched the Scrooge McDuck version.
That's all right. Yeah. Amazing they got the story done in 30 minutes.
Scrooge for Anime of the Year 2025.
So who do we think though? You came up with a couple of negatives for A Dangerous in My Heart season 2. I think the fact they got some great character arcs this season, particularly around Ichikawa, and again, as Elliot pointed out, they got the pervy kid to be likable somehow.
Yeah.
There's hope still for My Hero Academia.
No, there's no way for him.
And also, I did really, really like the show. I don't actually those criticisms aren't taking away from the show.
No, but we got to point out there's negatives where there's positives.
Sure.
None of these shows are perfect.
No.
Apart from my selection, which I haven't finished.
Next! Can you guys think of any other negatives to do with Dangerous in My Heart Season 2?
No, for me, it's just the personal of the character design.
Yeah, I might back Reese up a little bit with the character design. It's a bit too glossy, I guess.
Yeah, it's like they haven't gone... I get what you mean. It's like they haven't gone full moe But it's like they kind of wanted at one point to go full moe, but they changed their mind at the last minute. But they were half done anyway.
It's just off-putting to watch for me. It just takes me out of it.
They are like 14 years old, so I think it makes sense that they wouldn't be that tall, if you catch my drift. Like, mind you, I wasn't that tall when I was that age, to be fair. I'm not that tall now.
Probably a little bit smaller than I am now. Anyway.
Well, you're not that tall. I'm tiny.
Yeah, God knows what you were like when you were 40.
You're above average height, right? You're 5'11".
I have no idea. I'm the smallest of all of us.
I'm 5'11", and so Elliot's got to be shorter than that.
Yeah, so I'm 6 foot on the nose.
You're 6 foot?
Flat, yeah.
I thought you were like 6'1" or something.
No.
Okay, well, I thought I was 6 foot.
Yeah, because I remember I think Reese is taller than Jay-Z.
Wow.
That famous comparison when me and him are in the same
room. Yeah,
all the time, mate. Yeah, down the pub.
It's one of the meeting Liverpool guys. It's people who are taller than me.
It's
how this dwarfed. All of them.
Which is that was hilarious. So let's move on to the next anime, which is Bang 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 Braven. Which, yes, one of the best OPs of the year.
Flawless.
I will stress though, I thought the OP was
so gay.
It's utterly,
and that's why it's amazing.
What is it with mech anime recently being incredibly?
Recently, Ren,
it's always been.
It's always been. If you go back to the original Gundam from
Did you two become the spaceman shooting meme? There.
It always has been.
What was that? Sorry. Oh yes, always has been.
With astronauts looking at it.
The I think my favorite aspect of the show was the fact that they just said we're going to make this homoerotic as hell and we're not going to apologise for 1 second of it.
Yeah, especially if that's in ED. It's both the main characters singing it as well.
Yeah.
Which that always gets points from me when it. Which, given the fact of what the plot twist is later in the show, makes total fucking sense.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many jokes about like insertion and like being inside each.
Which is kind of ironic.
I need you inside me. Listen me.
It's kind of just taking what Darling and Franks did, but making it gayer and making it more fun.
It's like Darling and Franks mixed with Sarazanmai, maybe.
Yeah.
They both. Also, it actually
that's the combination. Darling and the Franks mixed with the Yotta song.
Braven, though, it does have a better ending than Darling in the Franxx. Much better ending.
Better,
100%.
I like the main characters. I'll be honest. I felt that it didn't. I'm kind of on reassessment. I think I'm with Elliot. I don't think they nailed the beginning of it.
No, I'm the opposite.
Oh no, yeah, the opposite.
I wasn't big on Isami at first, just because he was just like, he's confused, but mate, there's only for so long and how far you can take it. But of course, he just kind of becomes wound up into it as well, and just like, okay.
Yeah, so he starts with like the same point as Shinji does from Evangelion.
Yeah.
Where he's so reluctant, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, okay, and he really is this spoilers for the show. With Smith, I was kind of like, okay, you've definitely paid a lot of attention to Gurren Lagann because they're making him really the Kamina figure. Yeah, and then they really made him the Kamina figure later on.
Yes, indeed.
And can I just point out as well, Ren thinks he hasn't watched the second half of Gurren Lagann, but he's not sure.
Wait, no, I've seen all of Gurren Lagann.
No, you said to me the other day that it only went on for like 12 episodes. I said, no, it didn't. It went for like 24.
No, I think we were talking about Orb. But I think we were probably on cross purposes there.
Probably.
I have seen Gurren Lagann.
Oh, right, so I got our wires crossed.
Yes,
right.
Okay.
Oh, Callan is dementia again.
Enough with the dementia jokes.
I'll stop it when you prove me wrong.
So,
to the cognitive test.
But again,
you forgot we were seeing Anthrax the day before we were seeing Anthrax.
That is quite good, Carl. That's a good.
You forgot you were seeing Anthrax when you were both at the station. In front of the stage.
This isn't poker night!
See, the dementia tests will be affected by your dyspraxia, so we do have to bear this in mind.
This is going to make it really bad when I get proper old.
Indeed. Proper old. Cal, you're there. There's not dementia again.
For the record, I have actually filled in a lasting power of attorney part in my will.
Fucking hell.
I'm not telling you which one of you's got it.
Oh no, please
don't be... It's one of us!
One of you has got it.
Why would you trust any of us?
Someone's already got power of attorney on me. I can't be power of attorney for someone else.
Well, I can't give it. All of my family hates me, so I can't give it to them. And I can't give it to... my mum's going to be dead by that point.
So it's all gone to Pablo then.
Oh yeah, that's it. He's
Well,
the only
Pablo,
one who can make
if Pablo's
decisions.
alive by then, he'll be the world's oldest Chihuahua. But we'll still have some Pablo cam.
Yeah, you'll still be humping my leg.
Yep.
Just like Calvin.
No joke, genuinely, we put him in a car one time. He actually tried to hump Elliot's arm. I had to
You have a sexy arm, to be fair.
I had to take him into the front of the car so that he would leave Elliot alone.
Beautiful.
He just falls asleep on my lap.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, speaking of humping men, let's go back to Braven.
Yes!
I actually thought the OP was done by the guy who did the first OP for JoJo, but it's not.
No, it's definitely not.
It sounds similar though.
Yeah, a similar vibe. Like very over the top, sort of. Yeah.
But I love the fact we finally have an anime that writes its own OP.
Yeah, and incorporates it into the show because it's his own theme song.
Yes.
They plays into battle.
Yeah.
That bit in the first episode made me laugh so much. We're just like, where's this music coming from?
And then as the camera pans away from them, the music gets quieter, but you still hear it. You can still play from his speakers.
There's so many comedic little bits like that in the show that
I like the second episode where Braven's going through the massive, like a massive monologue on how he and his Sammy met.
Yeah.
And like all that, and you're just like, you've only just met.
Yeah.
I do find it weird though the fact his first thought when he met Lulu was take her to a hotel.
Well, to be fair, all the shelters were full. He didn't know where to take her with Smith.
To be fair, yes, but it also is one of those like. Okay, yeah, but Lulu is supposed to be quite an infantilized character. This feels a bit weird.
Yeah, because the whole point is that she's basically, from the Matrix, a pod person.
Okay.
So she has no concept of the outside world when she's grown in those tubes and used as a power source.
And I was just a big fan of Rudy.
Oh, they're Mushoku Tensei fans. Elliot's address is
Yeah, but the mess up part that doesn't get brought up much in the show after that is every death drive uses at least one Lulu as a power source.
Yeah.
We seem being plugged into. So every time they die, countless Lulus are being killed along with them.
Oh, by the way, can you tell that this was one of Reese's wild cards, and that's why it got nominated?
Look, it's a great mecha show with massive over-the-top homoeroticisms.
Yeah.
How can I not love it?
It is a great show.
Let's be honest though, this got completely overshadowed when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually got overshadowed by Metallic Rouge that Ali was talking about before.
And
Did that overshadow?
Yeah.
I didn't like.
In the West it
I
did.
forgot
Okay,
two were
right.
in the same season.
Yeah.
I-
But in Japan, Braven was massive.
Really?
Yeah, it was that popular. It sold more Blu-rays than Dungeon Meshi.
I liked this a lot more than what I saw of Metallic Rouge.
I really, really hope they now don't want to do an unnecessary season 2 or reboot just to capitalise on the fact that this did very well in Japan.
I doubt they will, because at this point it's already in Super Robot Wars as is. I doubt they're going to get a season 2.
Yeah.
Because you missed it before, on the guys. It's got hotel collaborations. So you go to Tokyo and stay in the Braven hotel room.
What the fuck?
That has body pillows, Isami and Smith. You get to keep afterwards at home.
What the
And on the
fuck?
window, it's a blind you pull down Braven's face down into your room.
Oh my god,
God.
that's amazing!
Yeah, it's got cafe collaborations in Japan. On Bandai's own streaming channel, it's got more views than Demon Slayer.
That's insane.
And season 3 of Layback Camp.
What the?
It's
what?
massive in Japan.
How the
but the Westerners did not like it because it's so Japanese.
That's why I loved it. I thought it was
Yeah.
so different. But I just think, who the fuck thinks of that idea? Let's capitalise on this franchise that we
Well, they're
have.
kind of doing it now with the Sentai and an Sentai character in an Isekai world. That's kind of getting the same deal at this minute.
Yeah, that's been massive in Japan as well.
Yeah, it does feel weird. The shows that are really massive in Japan don't seem to have that crossover appeal. It's very much the Dragon Quest versus Final Fantasy thing.
But to be fair, in Japan, they are growing up with these franchises like Kamen Rider, Super Sentai,
Yeah.
Ultraman.
Yeah, Super Sentai is 50 years old now.
Yep, it's 50 years this year.
And are they doing anything special for it?
Yeah, the new series now is a giant battle royale where the new team kills everyone else.
Well, I mean, thinking back to like
Interesting choice.
because obviously anime's always had a Western influence, and likewise.
Yeah.
But I suppose like Dungeon Meshi, for example, is a very Westernized because it's
There is
all, like,
nothing Western
European
about this one. I
fantasy.
can't.
No, yeah,
I
yeah.
can really not see anything American or
apart
European.
from the terrible American accent.
Oh Jesus!
Perfect.
so good.
So,
Every time they said something in English, I was just like, "This is just brilliant."
I gotta be honest though, me and Elliot are kind of the opposite of this one because I wasn't a huge fan at the beginning. I really thought the ending nailed it.
Meanwhile, I wasn't that big on the last third.
Yeah, it took me a while to get into. I thought by the end I was like, "This is sick."
I did like the boxing match episode.
That was very
good.
fun.
Boxing
Yeah.
match
It's
episode-
just bringing with a very long microphone. Going over. so everyone on the ship can hear them.
Yeah. That
the
felt,
passion between these two men.
That felt very Kinnikuman again. Like, it was just the machismo and the battling out of the feelings.
It kind of reminds me, I guess, spoilers for a show this season, but Zenshu, where the animator is like a tiger wrestler and then started commentating over the match between it.
Oh, that was so amazing.
That was just such a good bit.
Also, Zenshu is amazing. We're going to talk a lot about that when we get to Best of Winter.
Yeah, that's great.
I just one last thing, because it's a very Japanese thing, I think, to have the overwhelming feelings of love and passion for men, as males. So I think that's probably something that doesn't translate so well to Western audiences, unless it's they are in a relationship. Because that, it's much more crying is much more acceptable as a man, especially if you care a lot about something. So I think
it's the magic of yaoi.
Yeah, it really fits well into that Japanese framing.
But it's also fun as well because you've got the massive religious overtones. With the themes of the death drives. Because everyone's heard of the 7 Deadly Sins. Not a lot of people know the original 8 Evil Thoughts, which is what the death drives are based on.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the 7 Deadly Sins were incorporated by the Pope at the time, the early 500s. But 200 years prior, there's a Christian monk in Turkey who came with the 8 Evil Thoughts, which is what the death drives are each based on. Yeah. So there's a lot of overlap, but there are some distinctions.
This is a deep fucking cut.
It really is.
I will say as well, I probably it's probably just the colour scheme. The Braven really remind me a lot of the Neovosh from Eureka 7.
Yeah.
They are very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah, because if you look at classic design, there's a lot of whites and reds.
Yeah, that's is that just because that's a typical mecha anime colour?
Yeah, it's just very popular. It's hero designs.
Yeah, because Gridman has a similar colour scheme.
Yeah, so that goes back to the Ultraman from 1966.
Yeah,
which is silver and red. Which is then the Ultraman series inspired the Brave series, which is all this whole mech franchise, Gao Gai Gai and everything. And then now, this series is now inspired by the Brave series, hence Braven in the title and name, with the crazy team going on record saying, we were inspired by the Brave series. So it's all tangentially related back to Tokusatsu in the 60s of Ultraman. And then Ultraman had the spin-off as well to Gridman. Because it's the same creators.
This is the most you've ever talked in an Amigos.
I'll tell you, there's so many layers to the show. Westerns do not understand, but the Japanese all know these layers. And a single line, you idiots, watch all this stuff going back to the 60s. Yeah. You'll love all of this.
Yeah. It kind of feels like it's a best-of show, really.
Yeah. It incorporates all these elements from over 60 years of Japanese television.
Other than what...
I would have liked to have seen more of the Death Drivers. Mm-hmm. I think personality-wise, they're great villains. Yeah. But I don't know much about them. Yeah. I guess as a comparison to someone else that came out this year, it would be like if we saw Go-Go Loser Rangers, but never saw the Rangers.
Yeah.
I think
we don't really know their motivations or what they're like. All they know is that they want their wishes to be granted, which apparently seems to be that they want to die.
Yeah. Because that's where the term death drive comes from. It's from Freud himself. He used the term humanity's death drive to go into oblivion. So this is now incorporated by these alien invaders. And then when they all die to have their wish granted, they birth the 9th member who doesn't want to die, but wants to kill everyone else on Earth to experience true death.
Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere.
The Sephiroth solution.
So that's a very common trope in mecha, where the final boss pretty much comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, let's be.
So it's all paid homage,
let's look at it like Eureka 7, the final boss comes out of nowhere.
Final Fantasy 9.
Final Fantasy 9, the final boss.
I was about to say Final Fantasy 9 effect. Just like you beat the final boss, it's like, what was this?
Actually, at least in Gurren Lagann, the final boss isn't that much.
I guess technically Bloodborne. With the moon presence.
That's set up.
You got to be the one it reminded me a lot of is this is what Darling in the Franxx should have been for the final boss.
Yeah.
So instead
of Darling in the Franxx, decided to go all the way back to Gunbuster for its ending, go through space there.
And Eureka 7 and Gurren Lagann and everything else is better than it.
Yeah, which all comes from Gunbuster because Gunbuster was the original iteration of that.
I think before we go too much on Braven, we should move on. But
just quickly one last thing. I didn't really like the fact that Lulu came from the future. Mm-hmm. I wasn't big on that because first of all, it took away what could have been a really powerful scene after Smith died. Yeah. And also, it almost feels like cheating. Like they had to get her to a certain point with her humanity so that she could drive Uncle. Yeah. And it just felt like, we don't have time to show it up. She's from the future. We don't have to go through a character development. Yay!
So,
we can expand this in a visual novel that we're making.
Which they did, but basically her memories get transferred back through time. So
to fight the Viking horde.
Yeah, so it's basically what Glory Hammer did with after their third album.
Yeah, and it was
Argothrax.
Yeah, and it wasn't done, and I think it was done a little bit clunkily, where it essentially happened partway through like episode 7, just after Smith's death, and they did nothing to show that. And you just saw her like emotionless run towards Asami, and you just thought, Smith died. Where's the emotion?
Yeah, so it's basically to show in Japanese and Mecha show as well. Time travel rarely works, and it makes things worse every time.
Yeah.
Which we saw in Dragon Ball, where Future Trunks keeps coming back.
Sonic 06!
And screwing everything up. So because she travelled back from the future, Uncle died Superbia, which then gave birth to the final boss. So in the original timeline, the final boss never arrives.
This is so bizarre in so many ways.
There's so many layers that tie you back to other Japanese culture and anime and themes. That's why people loved it over there so much.
That being said, I don't think Braven stuck with me as much as many of the others on this list. I feel like it was one of those where I was like, I like this, but I don't love this.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else agrees with me on that one.
No, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you with that.
I'd put it on a similar. It feels very similar to Go-Go Loser Ranger, because obviously it's those Sentai.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yes, but in my mind it occupies a similar space.
Yeah.
Incidentally, Reese. Okay, I'm not going to say comparison with other. Where would you say like what's the mecha anime that's just above this, and what's the mecha anime that's just below this in terms of your rankings?
Yeah, there's actually so many I can choose from. It takes forever to go.
Do you like this more? Okay, I'll put it this way. Do you like it more than say? You're not going to like it more than Gurren Lagann. I know that.
No, because that's still top. Top is still Gurren Lagann and King of Braves, Gao Gaigar.
Did you like this more than Gridman or Daizenian?
Dinosaur.
Yeah,
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. I'd say I'll probably like it more than Gridman, a bit less than Dinosaur. But with Dinosaur, that has now had the crossover film. So everyone's looking back on that now with better thoughts, because that had the crossover with Gridman.
Because I say I like both of those more than Braven.
Yeah.
But that being said, we've got to move on. Go Loser Ranger. That was your other wildcard pick.
Yeah.
Amazing. I swear we didn't plan this out for Reese's to go in next back to back. It was just the fact that they happened to broadcast next to each other.
Yeah.
So, Go Loser Ranger. I think you went off this one a bit.
I did in the second half that we saw. But basically, when it went into the Ranger School.
I see.
Because it was the whole thing with the classmates, with the trials. I thought that was taken away from the plot. Because it felt more like filler, basically.
I really liked Go Loser Ranger. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, same. I really enjoyed it.
I
Yeah.
thought it was good. I quite enjoyed it.
I need to know. I watched about half of this, by the way, so I can't. I'm obviously go into spoilers, but
I mean,
I won't be able to comment on all.
I like the fact that they couldn't make up their minds about the names of the characters because they changed depending on like the manga translation or the dub translation or like in the manga they're called the Gelatos.
No, that's World Domination.
Oh yeah, no, it's the World Domination. That's when they're called the Gelatos. Yes. No.
Yeah. So here they're always the Dragon Keepers.
They're always the Dragon Keepers.
But the name of this series changes if you compare to Japan or the West. Because in Japan it uses the traditional Sentai name in its title, whereas for the Western release it goes Go Loser Ranger because of Go Power
Rangers. Yeah.
More recognizable.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're going on the audience of what those people grew up with.
Like how the to go back to the Red Ranger and Isekai in Another World one, they use Ranger over here with that one.
Yeah, like I do think they did a good job though mimicking like the design of characters like the putties from the first season of Power Rangers.
Yeah. So with the fighters that we see, with like Fighter T and everything. So those are combinations pretty much of the putties from Mighty Morphin, but also the original Shocker troops from the original Kamen Rider in 1971.
Oh yeah. And I also noticed
with the black suits and white skeletal aspects.
They also kind of looked a bit like the Batweightlings from Lightspeed Rescue.
But yeah.
Oh god, they were some of the worst designs for foot soldiers. That being said, they did capture the spirit of Sentai with a real dark twist to it.
Yeah. So basically, this is Super Sentai cross with The Boys from Amazon.
Yeah, no, seriously, remind me a lot of The Boys in several aspects. That being said, I mean, I actually really like the show a lot.
Yeah.
But it feels like it does feel like it's dragging at some point.
It feels like it's going slow paced and introducing too many things at once.
Yeah.
Like when like in season 1 we got a discovery that the boss monsters were back, and like there was so much information. Just like I'm getting kind of overwhelmed here. It's only the first season. Slow down.
Yeah. So the original plot was that basically all the higher-ups, like Rita Repulsa, Lord Zed, have all been killed. It's now just the putties in control, trying to survive.
But one of the things I did like about the sort of second half was the fact of when they did introduce another boss monster, was that, okay, Fighter D doesn't like the boss monsters either because they're going to take away all the people he likes. Now, so he'd rather just say, instead of trying to side with either side, he's going to do his own thing.
Yeah, which is a trope that does come up in Power Rangers and Sentai as well. So to bring back to it.
I mean, the only time there was ever evil Power Rangers, though, were in terms of the Power Rangers canon, I'm not sure about Sentai, but the only time there was evil Power Rangers and they were actual evil Power Rangers was
Psychos.
SPD.
No, you also had Psycho Rangers from in space.
No, that doesn't count.
What? They were evil doppelgangers.
They're doppelgangers. They're not actual Rangers that have chosen to be evil, like which was happened in SPD.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's not go into because we'll be here all day.
Yeah, and also the Psychos differ wildly in the Japanese Sentai original as well.
What about though? Do you like the design of Sentai characters? Because I quite like the design of them.
They look really cool.
Yeah, so the Sentai designs harken all the way back to the original Go Rangers from 1975 in Japan, with the whole cape design.
Yeah, but I was getting my inner Edna mode with that one. No capes.
No capes.
But
capes look everything look cool.
Yeah.
But the thing about the thing about it is though, I just feel they don't work on Sentai characters. I feel like capes. Like if you ever think about Power Rangers Mystic Force, that's the worst part about the design of those suits. They got the capes. Because especially considering that it's all magic themed, so it's not as if it's like a superhero thing.
I like capes. I think the capes work well.
Yeah,
capes on superheroes work well, not on.
So I'm not as well versed in. In fact, I'm not well versed in Power Rangers / Sentai, but I think the designs on these look cool.
Yeah, but well, did they ever do capes in Power Rangers other than Mystic Force? And I mean Power Rangers specifically.
Just the Power Rangers itself.
I think it was just
mostly the villains.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it's only Mystic Force where they had capes.
Yeah, in Sentai they did have a few more, but it's mostly just Mystic Force, or in Japan is Mahou Sentai Magi Ranger.
Yeah, but okay, so here's the thing about this though. I actually think they did a very good at making a dark twist. I feel like it's very hard to do a good dark twist on something that people are supposed to like. It's one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of The Boys.
Yeah,
but this one I think did a very good job of it. We're going to take these characters you normally like and we're going to make them the most twisted bastards on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's supposed the Rangers trying to hold on to the power they've got and a celebrity status by not wiping out the invading army, but letting them live, but turning it into a spectacle.
So, who do we think... Okay, what do you think... what do you think about...
Yeah, that opening scene was actually one of the best scenes in the anime for me, where they were all trying to rush in to try and figure out what this week's monster was.
Yeah. No, we already did that a few years ago.
And it's funny because that could be really just comedic on the surface, and that you could leave it there, and actually that as a premise would be quite funny if it was just about that. But then you bring in a bigger question, and it's like, well, that's their life, that's their existence. I mean, totally understandable that they want to break out of it.
I've watched a lot of Power Rangers. I think that they wouldn't have run out of ideas that quickly. Turbo had one where they were baked into a pizza.
Yeah, which is carried over directly from the Sentai. But Turbo has the most out of context quote where they're going against a salad monster, and the Ranger TJ says, "We're here to toss your salad."
Oh boy!
Completely straight up.
Oh boy!
Yeah, pretty much.
That has not aged well in context.
Pretty much the only one I really remember. I can't remember what one this is from, but it's someone mocking one of the Rangers saying, "Red's a leader, blue's a smart one, pink's a pretty one. What have you got?" And he goes, "I'm Scottish!"
So that's RPM.
RPM, that's it.
Yeah.
Power Rangers, RPM.
Which is so funny because we compare RPM to its Japanese counterpart, Go Onja. RPM is like post-apocalypse. Everyone's dead. It's one domed city left. Whereas in Japanese version, they got an alternate dimension with cars that have eyes and feelings.
It's not as weird as when they did. They wanted to do another space series. So they did Lost Galaxy, but the only one they had to work with was a nature themed.
Please tell me the Red Ranger's car was Lightning McQueen.
It was basically.
Yeah, but for Lost Galaxy, because In Space did so well, it saved the franchise basically. But the Sentai was based off was Gingaman, which is all based in nature and also on a horse ranch. So all the Rangers were going around on horses fighting space pirates.
Beautiful.
So America with Saban had to spend a crap ton of money trying to jerry-rig it into a space theme.
Jesus.
Oh god, that was such a weird production.
Yeah.
That's where Star Wars got the idea of space horses from. And
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, and they actually did fight a literal pirate monster at all time, which is my favourite Power Rangers villain design. Never mind.
Check that.
What was it? Captain Mutiny. That was it.
Captain Yarface.
But that's the thing about it. He might as well have been voiced by him, based on the way it sounds. But here's the weird thing about Go-Go Loser Ranger.
Yeah.
I definitely think I would have liked to see more of the design choices they came up. Maybe we'll see more of that in season 2.
Yeah.
Because it is getting a season 2, but
it's been confirmed.
I'm kind of with Elliot though. There's so much. I feel like there's too much going on.
Yeah, especially for what kind of feels like setup.
Yeah, and
this does very much feel like a setup season.
Yeah, and then there was like, what's this yellow underling trying to do? She seems to have her own motivations, and then there's a couple of other characters that seem to have their own motivations.
Yeah.
And then does this person know about Dee's identity or entity? Who's this person introducing them to be continues? I was like, stop! You've introduced too much. Stop!
And there's so many face-offs with the actual Rangers as well. At least in where I watched up to, and it was like,
there were a lot.
It's, how the fuck does it keep coming back to this, and you're able to like still get back in, and they haven't fucking killed you or stopped you somehow?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna say as well. The animation does fall off a couple of times.
Something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
OP's great though.
OP's amazing,
ED's fantastic.
Oh, the ED, I'm gonna have that in my head all day.
Absolutely did.
That was the one time you hit on Disney Plus. Don't skip the credits.
Because it was pushed the Sentai version of the Chica dance.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So the whole community was always doing it. It was on a TikTok for a while.
I was about to say, did that take off on anything? Because I could imagine it would. So basically what we're saying is it's a very good show, but it kind of pulls itself in too many directions.
Yeah, it slows the pacing down too much in the second half of the Ranger School. There's too many characters.
But it does have a cool concept, and I think it works well with that concept.
I actually kind of like the Ranger School bit. I like seeing Dee working with all the other students to basically be assholes.
Yeah, no, let's be honest. Dee's biggest character growth happens because of his relationship with the other characters in the Ranger School. So far, I should say.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm saying now, during that portion, there's not a lot of plot progression. It's mostly character progression.
Yeah, and it does feel like it's like, okay, we're in the shonen training arc.
In fairness, though, maybe that's a good thing given how many things occur. Like, you actually need to develop the characters rather than the plot.
Okay, I feel like we need to move on to my next one.
Sure.
It's my second wild card. It's Mission Yozakura Family.
Yeah.
And it's also the anime Cal got pissed off at Disney for.
Why?
Because they didn't.
English dub.
No, not even that. They stopped broadcasting. They stopped broadcasting it for 3 weeks, so everyone was behind. I had to watch it on Daily Motion, so I didn't get spoilers on Twitter.
Why did they stop broadcasting it?
No reason.
Know.
Oh,
because they didn't stop broadcasting it on Hulu, which is the American host of it.
Yeah.
But they did stop broadcasting on Disney Plus, which is the host for it in Europe,
strange.
for 3 weeks for no reason, and Disney Plus didn't even announce it.
Yeah. It just stopped.
I had to find out through second-hand websites what was going on.
Which I had to give him. Because he was messaging me saying, where's Mission Yozakura Family?
Because way to take a show I'm absolutely really enjoying and saying, right, you're either going to wait ages or you're not, or you're going to get spoiled on Twitter.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I really liked Mission Yozakura Family, but I think I liked it the most out of all 4 of us.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I like
And there's Ren.
sorry, I thought it was a bit mad. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, I just wasn't. I wasn't pulled into it.
Also, it's very timely as well because it just had its final chapter.
Did it?
Yeah.
Mine's concluded.
So I enjoyed it, but the major turn off for me as well was the part about their special bloods.
Yeah.
I thought you're taking this fun concept of a family of assassins, they're all trained to, now boiling it down to, they can do this because of special bloods.
Yeah.
Because of inbreeding.
It's not inbreeding, but it feels like the...
Well, it's keep the bloodline pure, Cal.
Yeah.
That was not in the show, and you know it.
Yeah. Also, Taiyo just sort of getting the powers by having the blood injected to him. Mm-hmm. You just kind of think, what blood type are you? B. Oh no, that's wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And he's dead.
Yeah.
There's I do like though the whole family vibe of it though.
Yeah.
It does feel like a very good group dynamic.
Is it Nano the big one?
Yeah, Nano's
the doctor guy.
In the dub, is that voiced by Alphonse from?
Yes, he is voiced. He is voiced by Alphonse from Full
He has the same helmet design.
Yeah, no, I just saw. I was like, I fucking know that voice.
I was about to say like what. That is perfect casting, and I don't believe I didn't notice it.
And especially because later, transforming into the actual child version,
I do like. I also like the fact they had the whole Also, weirdly, the elder sister is voiced by Makoto from Persona 5. It was so weird hearing her voice coming out of that character. It was like, it's Makoto. I'm just hearing Makoto right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's when you tie a voice actor to one particular role they've done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like you can't hear that voice from
I was like that when I watched From Me to You. I watched that in dub. I saw Sasuke. I can't remember what her name is, the main character, and I was just like, that's Haru.
Yeah, it's Haru Haru from Persona 5. It's I liked, but I must admit I do like the main relationship as well though between Tayo and Mutsumi.
That's one of the better parts.
I think it's just one of the best parts of the show.
Yeah.
The action's actually pretty good. None of the action scenes.
Sasuke, that's the name. Sorry, carry on.
Oh my god, though, I loved the one of my funniest things. Tayo having to turn into the terrorist to evacuate the building.
Yes, that was
good. I like the extended family episodes, particularly the grandpa coming back.
Oh yeah, he was good.
I just like the fact that the show it was willing to have the mix of the main plot and downtime, which I think a lot of shonen struggle with.
I think maybe there was it's sort of a similar problem I had with Spy Family, where there was a bit too much. Like it felt like a lot of the times, okay, yep, slice of life, yep, we get it, move on, progress the plot, please, for the love of God.
I felt like it had a similar thing at the outset that Go-Go Loser Ranger has, with many plot points happening very quickly. Because it felt like very quickly being introduced to the main character and like the main.
Yeah, we have to do an episode to introduce each member of the cast and what their deal is,
without knowing much of what's going on, kind of thing. Almost that is maybe a problem as to why I first didn't get immersed in it. But no, I do like the family dynamics. I like the characters,
and I love Tayo's motivation in all thing about his lost family and having this new one.
It's basically Meet the Robinsons. Anime spy Meet the Robinsons.
That is the weirdest comparison. I'm not telling you you're wrong, but that is the weirdest comparison I could have.
See, and people think Alice and I are autistic. Ren's mind goes to Meet the Robinsons.
No, because I watched it a few months ago with Claire, and I fucking loved it. I've never seen it before, and it blew me away with how good it was. Yeah, I loved it.
This is where I travel back in time with Ren. I am never going to hire
you.
So, what do you think? So, okay, I've probably detailed out. Also, I do like the action's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like the incorporation of the power set. I also think they had a really good bad guy for the second half.
Tampopo was pretty good.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, they are going to continue on with some very good bad guys going forward.
Yeah,
I haven't finished the manga, so I actually don't know these things. But okay, has everyone got any negatives? Because obviously, I can't just praise the hell out of the show.
Well, let's go back to my negative, just being the plotline of magic bloods.
Magic bloods.
Second half is, right, I'm a scientist, I'm going to steal and manufacture their magic blood for myself.
Yeah.
I didn't think the animation was that great. I thought it was quite...
Okay, fine, I'll give you that one. The animation
in the second half, they kind of implied, we're going to try and learn more about Tayo's parents and his family's death. But instead, it's more, I need to protect Mitsumi.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I was going to... The reason I nominated this is because it was one of my favourite shows of the year. And I felt like saying, do you know what? Screw it. I don't care if this comes stone dead last. I would rather this be nominated than not be nominated.
Also, I found the villain kind of frustrating at times because he always had a smirk on his face, almost like, yes, I knew this was going to happen all along. Even when his plan went completely tits up and he ended up losing, he still looked smug and just like, I guess I've lost.
Basically,
what a kerfuffle.
Basically, Aizen from Bleach then.
Yeah. Yes, very much so.
Except I think Aizen's better. Aizen does it better.
I also would make the argument. Again, they did shuffle around a bunch of the plot points from the manga. The manga actually does, like the wedding reception at the end of the series. That happens before the mission in the manga.
Okay.
But I think that was a right way around to do it, considering that they didn't know they were going to get a season 2. So that would have been a great way to conclude it. If
I love the. So I just remember the fucking design of the green-haired one in the bin.
Oh yeah,
it's the trash guy from fucking Sesame Street. That's my first thought.
Yeah, except they made him American.
Yes, yeah.
And I love the fact
So it's basically what would happen if Deku didn't get the powers of One for All.
Yeah.
He just gets guns instead.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the fact though he's a complete scaredy cat if he doesn't have access to a gun.
Just like most Americans.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a
I need my emotional support gun.
there's a advert for the NRA if you ever needed it.
My Second Amendment.
So what do you think is? I will say as well. I feel like the video game girl didn't get enough time either.
Yeah, she was mostly like support in the background.
Yeah.
Maybe season 2.
Because her big plot point at the end of the arc is, right, I'm going to counter-hack this guy. And just them typing for 5 minutes on each other aggressively.
Nice.
Also, that girl with the snakes, the big guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
She is way too nonchalant for everything that's happening around her.
Yeah.
This may sound weird. I think my favorite character in that was Kyoichiro.
Which one?
The perverted big brother.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just funny.
Yeah, he was. He definitely made the most happen as well, I think, in the story.
Yeah. Also, his movie is just a carbon copy of Walter from Helsing with the design of the wires on the gloves.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Because I was watching that thinking, that's Walter, you bastards.
I've seen this before.
But my thought was I was hoping this wouldn't come stone dead last. Do we think this is going to come stone dead last?
No.
Probably not.
No.
I'll be honest.
I mean, we know it's with you.
Well, for Ren it is. So, Ren, is there anything you really liked about this show? Okay, because I'm going to say you thought it was mid.
I did. I'm struggling to find things that I really, really liked about it.
What about the main relationship between Taiyo and Matsumi? Because that's the one I brought up as one of the strongest points of the show.
It was a better part of the show. I think
one of my favourite moments of the show was when they went undercover as an old couple, and
that was a fun one. That was a
Oh, yeah, but that's just relatable to you, Kat.
Yeah. Finally, representation.
No, it's not relatable. It's just fantasy.
Love you too.
I'll just be quiet, maybe. Sorry.
Let's move on to the next one then.
So halfway through the list, you saw the kids go.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll
check.
Okay.
moving on with the list. Kaiju number 8.
Camera gone off.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Do we know when?
I'll pause it. Okay. Let's move on. Kaiju number 8
Yep.
was our best of summer,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
It was a very big hit at the time.
yes, and this is where my living hell has come about because I've realised that the cameras had a technical issue and we've had to do this as an audio only almost certainly. But never mind. I went in for Kaiju number 8. I'll be honest about this, guys. I went into it thinking this is the Chainsaw Man. This is going to be the Chainsaw Man of 2024.
There we go.
In what respect?
This will not match the hype. This is going to be hyped to hell, and then I'm going to be like, "What's the big deal?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was.
And I thought it matched it.
Yeah, because I'm going to the series. I heard a lot from the Godzilla Monsterverse fan base in Japan saying from the manga, it's going to be amazing. You guys are going to love it.
Yeah.
So I was going in with high expectations.
Yeah, I watched a YouTuber called Super Eye Petrol who every year used to do.
Oh yeah, I watch him.
A Shonen Jump in like blank year, and he was going on about how good Kaiju Number 8 was the year it came out.
Yeah.
I did not watch. Okay. I did not watch.
Strip.
Well, I find it warm as well. Fuck off.
No, it's sorry. I just didn't think to show my anyway.
Washboard abs.
Indeed. I didn't.
More jelly in my case.
I didn't
Even
watch.
worse than mine.
I didn't watch Chainsaw Man, but I obviously heard, or I watched part of Chainsaw Man, but I obviously heard that it totally did not match the hype. But I think this did a very good job of actually, being a great show, and I probably matched it. I would say.
I like the concept of it. I like the fact they do this idea of what's all the other jobs that people do in a kaiju universe. Like, they actually answered what's the cleanup like for these things.
Which a lot of fans point out. It's basically the backstory of Pacific Rim 1.
Oh yeah,
Because about cleaning up the kaiju blood and the bones.
That makes sense. Actually, yeah. So
but it works well in this universe as well.
Similar vein to Delicious and Dungeon, thinking about how all of these different things intersect if you're living in a world that functions around giant monsters or dungeons or magic.
Yeah. So it's kind of a case of I really like. Okay, there's several aspects of Kaiju number 8 I really like. Major one being it's the characters as well. They actually nailed a main character quite.
Kafka's great.
Yeah. They also nail the fact of the villains aren't going to be one note. I thought they just do several kaiju, but they actually do have nefarious enemies to deal with.
Yeah, so there is an actual intelligence behind the kaiju.
But which I actually quite like that concept because it's something that they haven't really done that much in the Godzilla movies, for example.
Not in the Western ones now.
Not in the Western ones. Yeah, the Japanese ones they have a few of them.
Who do you mean? Human intelligence ones?
Intelligence guiding the kaiju. So you get that in Godzilla films in Toho, usually aliens.
Yes.
But in this one, animation's great. Again, no surprise considering
music's really good.
Oh,
yes,
hell yeah, music's great.
Yeah, especially in one of the late episodes with the giant balloon.
Yes.
Yeah. To avoid spoilers for that.
The show, I think it kind of gives you an impression that, like, you know, humanity feels it's very capable in dealing with a lot of these threats, but then, like, later on in the show, when you kind of start to realise, oh no, some of them are intelligent, you realise how
we are
underprepared
fucked.
they are.
We are so fucked.
Like when there's all of those different kaiju attacking the city or like the defence...
The base.
Yeah, the base, that is.
And who gave them wings?
It shows just like if they actually fucking coordinate, you are fucked.
Massively, yeah.
By the way, as I say, this won our best of summer. It was. I didn't think it was gonna. I was amazed how much we all agreed on it, to be honest, because I thought one of us was going to say, this isn't that good.
I wasn't surprised.
No, I thought it was very good. I just preferred Jellyfish Cancer and I and Windbreaker a bit more.
And they're both very good shows. I mean, if I was to say off the top of my head, I actually think Windbreaker is another great shonen.
Yeah.
But I feel like the reason I like this one a little more is that it did show it did a slightly different show. Which let's go back to Mission Yozakura Family for a second.
Of course.
This is only a brief thing to comparison. Mission Yozakura Family is not doing much that other shonen haven't already done. Kaiju number 8 is doing something different that other shonen haven't done.
I mean, some anime fans will disagree with you. Some might say, it's just Attack on Titan Tokyo Ghoul, isn't it? Hates Titans, becomes Titan.
Yeah.
Hates ghouls, becomes ghoul.
Yeah.
Hates Kaiju, but pisses from his nipples.
Attack on Titan is such a good... I was trying to think of what this compares to in terms of the main character becoming something else. And it totally is Attack on Titan, isn't it?
Yeah, Attack on Titan, if I didn't want to...
Which, guess what, are both based on mech anime.
And I didn't...
Attack on Titan is... it is kind of, isn't it?
And also...
It's a flash mech.
Yeah, and also, this doesn't have a character I want to punch in the face.
Indeed.
I hate Eren Yeager.
I know you do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, especially at the ends.
Yeah. No,
He's going to the end of season 3.
The thing about as well is, I feel like the design work on this one is done by people who actually proper love Godzilla movies.
Oh, yeah, you can tell.
Like,
especially Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, Shin Godzilla, you can tell, played such a big role in the design choices in this. I also think, as well, do you know the overpowered lead that everyone wants to aim for?
Yeah.
They actually gave her a decent personality. I always hate...
the blonde girl with big axe.
Yeah, big axe, love the axe.
Not the blonde girl with the big axe, the one with the tiger.
The one Kafka aspires to be like.
Yes. Normally those characters I often find they make them too bland and one note. With her, they actually did an interesting job with her.
Reminds me of Satsuki from Kill la Kill.
Yeah, Satsuki from Kill la Kill is actually a very good example, or especially in design, she's very similarly designed to Katsuki.
Yeah.
Who do you...
I need to rewatch Kill la Kill.
Any excuse. You will look at any...
It's so good.
Are you hearing me disagree with you on that one?
True.
Well, it's one of Trigger's best works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what? I think I feel like Kaiju number 8 is one of the best things you can read on Shonen Jump right now.
I've not read the manga.
But in terms of if you wanted to continue this, and I say that as someone who thinks Spy X Family is the best thing on there. Which come to think of it though, I kind of feel like with Kaiju number 8, they picked the wrong place to end it. If you catch my drift, they left me wanting more, but I felt like it left me wanting too much.
Yeah, there's not really a it feels like it's an ending that's building up to more.
Yes.
I feel like they could have maybe condensed that thing, and we had a epilogue type thing after the whole he gets captured arc.
Yeah.
That was the thing about. I also quite. Though that being said, I am so glad they didn't drag out the whole they know he's a kaiju, how long it takes till they know he's a kaiju thing.
Yeah.
Like I felt like that was going to get dragged out for so long, but
I feel like it would take away from a lot of the plot anyway, because like if they're already accepting the premise that there's intelligent kaiju, you also have to accept that there are intelligent kaiju who would be on your side anyway. So it kind of makes. Also, they've got no fucking choice to accept that they need all the help they can get.
Yeah, because as we heard from Blonde Girl's dad, like, he's wielding the powers of an early kaiju. It was like kaiju number 2, is it? He's using
number 2, I
with the
believe.
gauntlets. Yeah. So, and we saw the destruction of what happened when that went unchecked. And it almost like wiped out Japan itself.
Yeah.
Though you can definitely tell like they haven't fully accepted him. Like they're still cautious of what kind of things he can do and like the sort of havoc he'll wreak.
I'll be. Yes, I agree. I actually agree with Elliot on this one.
It'd be an interesting thing if they try and do like almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. Is like I don't know if this will happen, but the idea that they all view him as an outsider or not human or whatever, so he eventually embraces that, and it's like a character struggle. No, I have to hold on to my humanity even though they're rejecting me.
I can imagine they do that, but I also think that'd be almost out of character in a sense because you got a sense of no one was kind of happy with the idea that he was going to potentially be killed for being a kaiju.
No,
There wasn't. You never saw a member of that group sort of go, no, we definitely need to kill him.
No, true. Yeah.
So,
well, I suppose they've established all throughout it that he was a good dude. That they all grew to really like him. For comic relief, if nothing else.
Yeah. So instead, it was the higher ups who didn't know Kafka wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
Because they think numbered kaiju kill.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's kind of like. I guess just because I've been watching it recently, it's kind of like the Soul Society arc, where there were some people who wanted to execute Rukia, and some people were adamantly trying to stop it.
That's a good comparison, yeah.
Or is Ren just saying that because it's Bleach related?
Yeah.
No, it was me saying that, no offense.
No, I do like that link, though. Yeah, because there's always going to be two camps, hardliners in that.
I think the biggest problem with the show for me was the fact it just kind of ends on a bit of a
sudden note.
It's, you know, one of those things where it doesn't quite end; it just sort of stops.
Well, Elliot, you and I were talking about this on the way here. Like shows that are going to get a second season don't feel like they have to have such a strong ending because they know
you're never guaranteed a sequel.
I mean, I would say. This was a show that I'm pretty sure, like immediately after the final episode, got confirmed for a second season. Like Go-Go Loser Ranger, for example, ended on a continue to season 2.
Yeah. Okay. Let's leave this point on things that you think that's guaranteed a sequel, so you can end it on that note. Have you seen Beyond the Spider-Verse yet?
Wait, sorry, the second one,
the third one. Have you seen the third one yet?
I mean, we're not saying it's okay. Obviously, I would like a good final episode.
But that's a one where the ending is exceptional and leaves you wanting more. Kaiju number 8, I think, doesn't feel like it has to have such a leaves you wanting more ending because you're gonna get it.
But at the same time, I always think I don't like to be continued endings if you can avoid them because
I like some
Infinity War.
I like some
Back to the Future Part 2. That film ends with a trailer for the third film. Playing.
No, but that's what I mean is like I suppose that
Can we go to Elliot's point on this one?
Yeah, but
sorry.
But I feel like something. So I would like a conclusive ending, even if I know we're getting another we're getting something else later on, because I want it to feel like this is a good stop. This is a good stopping point.
Yeah. So my point wasn't that it's acceptable that it does it. I think that maybe the producers or whoever feel like they don't have to, but it is a count against it.
It's not the worst thing you can do, by idea, because at least the sense of with Back to the Future and with Avengers: Infinity War, the other the other one was either in the process of being filmed or was already filmed when they made those endings. So it wasn't as if we were going to be waiting on it.
Maybe it's different as it's episodic, but it is still a criticism.
I wouldn't describe Kaiju number 8 as episodic because
sorry, no, I mean more in the fact that it's a series. Sorry, not a film. Sorry.
I do think as well. It does seem to play fast and loose with the Kaiju powers.
Yeah.
It's almost like either he's invincible or he's the most brittle thing on the planet.
Yeah. It's like Superman, though, isn't it?
With Superman, they do have to occasionally do a lot of sort of like leaps of logic to mean that he can't just win this in like 5 seconds.
Same with Sonic and Quicksilver in in the X-Men films.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sonic, my favourite X-Men character.
No, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
The different as well. We'll find out when we get that Sonic and DC Comics crossover in a couple of months.
That'd be exciting.
Anything else we could say negative about Kaiju number 8, or
not really?
I think we said a lot of positives about
I
it.
think some of the side casts were maybe shafted a little bit.
Yeah, that is.
Like they did do a good job of establishing rivalries, but it just kind of makes you think, I would like to see more.
Yeah, they're not so memorable.
I like the fact the funniest moment in that was him trying to suck his gut in when they're going in the hot tub area.
Yeah.
Oh, so relatable for me and Cal.
But it's such a bizarre scenario that the idea of it seems weird to me that something that's so out of note is a shonen protagonist in his 30s.
He's still younger than you, though.
Yeah, he is. He is still younger than me, actually, because I wouldn't be able to try out for the Kaiju battle team, which is probably for everyone's benefit, given my dyspraxia.
Just as he goes into action, Trip shoot himself in the head.
And then if you accidentally do get infected with the Kaiju...
I genuinely think if I went into the army, I would have shot myself.
Maybe. You might have been shot. And that's before you actually get to us.
No, it turns out I've been from Starship Troopers with a live fire exercise.
Yeah.
Like, I get shot in the head.
I haven't actually seen Starship.
What? Starship Troopers?
I've never seen it, I'm so sorry.
No, what ended up happening, somewhat on the way to the fight, someone was shooting because he was talking about Pokemon too much.
No, definitely.
No, it'll be Sniper from Elliot.
I'm surprised you haven't shot me already.
Guns aren't legal here.
Yeah, fair play. Never go back to America with him. Yeah. He'll just...
You were just seeing me coming back like that trash bin guy from Yozakura family.
We somehow got back there. So let's move on from our best of spring to our best of summer, the Elusive Samurai.
Yay. This was so good.
Oh god, Elusive Samurai.
I've gone off this in my rewatch.
I'll be honest.
It just wasn't as good as I remembered it being.
Okay.
I think you said the same thing though, Ren.
Yeah, no, I think the first 2-3 episodes were fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they proper drag you in.
Yeah.
And then it's the horse battle, the archery horse battle where you
with
notice the animation is terrible. God.
Yeah. Which is why I know it's on my rewatch.
The animation does go into really weird places. Like the one in particular I think of is the guy who has really strong hearing. Just so you close up to his ear, turns into a mouth and just goes. Found you like, oh, hi Sakuna.
Yeah, so I love that. I like that, and I love the guy's eyes duplicating.
It feels like it goes too out there.
Yeah,
like it goes a bit too wild. Hence why my favorite animation last season was for Wistoria, because really good animation, but it was not as good animation, but I made sense.
I can't remember if I picked Wistoria or Elusive Samurai.
See, I don't know if I gave it to Elusive, I might have done, but I think given the pits of the animation, which is the 3D horses and such, it shouldn't, it has to be consistent.
Yeah.
It can't just have these amazing moments which
but I know as well, Ren, in the big battles as well, if you pay attention to the background characters, there's like 2 frames of animation per soldier.
Yeah.
Especially the blue lock.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they were so ambitious with it, and they knew what they wanted to do, and they knew what they wanted to deliver, but they just couldn't. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if season 2 might be different.
Yeah,
maybe they'll have more funding.
So, there's a thing though. I found it interesting. What does it say about the summer season? Considering up until the fall season came out, this was the highest scoring anime we ever had on the show.
Was it? Oh, by all of us.
By all.
Was it really?
I think, in all fairness, a big part of that might have been because we all picked it for best ED.
Yes, which
and we all. And
I'm standing by. Of all these nominations, it's still the best one.
100.
Go to Kamakura.
Reese would disagree, of course, with Bang Bang Bravens, but this is I love this.
I say go Loser Ranger.
Oh,
interesting.
We're already getting to the comparisons at the minute.
During summer, my best original was Terminator at the time.
Okay, so
Elusive Samurai was 3rd for me.
No, I more meant in terms of like what I picked for the animation. I don't remember what I picked at the time.
For me, it was Terminator, Wistoria, Code Geass, Ultimate Muscle, 5th place, Elusive Samurai.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about it though. I really think Elusive Samurai's main plot line is actually well done.
Yeah.
Yes, totally agree.
I think there are a couple conveniences and there are a couple things that I found really stupid and kind of distracted from the plot. Like, for example, the couple episodes where whatever his name was just lost his powers randomly for no reason.
He goes on the fetch quest to get the water.
I wonder if they're going to explain that maybe.
I think they actually had an interesting choice for this show because they made it small children as the main cast. And it's one of those where you just went, where it's like, okay, this show's not going to be fucked up enough to kill kids. And then you realize, oh no, it really will be fucked up enough to kill kids. And there's every possibility that any one of the elusive warriors could die at any point. And you sort of think, wouldn't this... I mean, I haven't read the whole manga, but I'm wondering, wouldn't this leak if one of them was killed?
Is this the S-Class manga?
It's done by the same author, yeah.
You've stopped correcting me on calling it S-Class now, which makes me
I've given up. You've broken me. You have broken me, you son of a bitch.
But, I can just imagine that. What are we going to learn today, Kura-sensei? Well, this is a hemorrhoid.
Yeah. It reminds me of one of the reasons I really like it, and I would have wildcarded this had it not won. Was I think it reminds me of Golden Kamuy with how distinct the characters are and how like caricature their traits are.
Is it just me? Correct me on this. I think it tries a bit more care with history than Golden Kamuy does.
I don't know anything about the period, but probably because they do have the narrator sort of.
Yeah, because this is based on an actual guy. The MC was a real person.
Yeah. Because they do have the narrator like saying what happens to each of the characters like after you see them and how they fit into the wider.
It's certainly more historically accurate than the Yasuke anime.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
That was
no, I did watch
it was
some
on
of
Netflix.
That. Yeah, I did watch some of that.
I didn't, but I heard they had like mechs in it.
That's why I brought up at the time.
Very strange.
Because I'm the mech guy. You do not need mechs in a classical Japanese setting.
Put it this way, I think it's probably going to get better when Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Is that a Japanese-based one?
Yeah, it's a Japanese-based one, and Yasuke is one of the playable characters in it.
That's fun.
But the Netflix show was so bad. At the end, they ripped off the Rise of Skywalker.
Wow.
With Palpatine coming back with literal Force lightning as well. It was bad.
Jesus.
Okay, so
did that come up before or after the Rise of Skywalker?
After.
What do you think?
Because I was about to say, otherwise they might have ripped that off.
Not a good starting point.
What do you guys think is the weakest part of this show?
I think I'm not big on some of the villains.
I'm kind of with you on that one.
Like I think like the governor, for example, who keeps trying to kick them all off the land. I think he's kind of lame.
He have to
like obviously
the feudal lord or whatever it is.
Yeah. I think the big bad, like the one they're building up, he's fucking intimidating.
He's sick.
Yeah,
and I think just when you compare all the other villains to him, you just think, not that great. Like the fights are sick. The fights are sick. Like the fight between the kid and the guy with the ants all over his armor.
Yeah. Yes, that was sick.
That fight was sick, and you just think, but the villains themselves, you just think kind of, big on you.
Can I ask as well? I think the best part of the show, one of the best parts of the show was in terms of like we dogged on the animation a bit. But one of the best parts of the show was that opening scenes where he's just running from everyone after he's chucked in. The animation in that is so good.
That's what fucking drew me in so much. And like, I think it almost missold the show in parts because it was like, here's what you're gonna see, and then it went on to the like next arc with the horse battle and stuff, and it was like,
I don't think it does. I think the downtime's a bit of a bit weak.
It lulled. I think leading up to the bit with the army at the end. Like I would say, the first 3 episodes really good, and then middle 6 probably not great or mid. Apart from the ant guy, and then the army at the end, I thought was a really good part.
I think the army at the end was with the ant guy.
Yeah. It was.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought that was them attacking. Oh no,
because the midpoint was the river battle.
Yeah.
With them running away.
Oh yeah, the river battle was great. Like I do think they do a good job of showing like this kid isn't just like he just isn't just good at evading. He is a legit good commander. Despite his age.
I love that guy in the army, the guy with like the 2 dot eyes and like the
oh god,
because all of them want to die honorably, and then this guy's just like, I want to crawl inside someone and explode them from the inside or something, and they're like, you're just a freak.
Like he's just the most innocent looking guy ever. He's like one of the most depraved shonen characters.
I think one of the ones that made me laugh the most though was the fortune teller basically said, oh god, in the future this is going to be really cruel.
Oh god.
Am I going to be done frontal cruel?
Or like the number of times you just see his giant face getting bigger and bigger and bigger as he's
it's so
spouting
good.
off.
He is in contention, I would say, for best male character of the year.
Oh, he was my he was one of my favorite characters of that entire show.
Yeah, because it was a more over the top version of Kong Ming.
Yeah,
yes,
pretty much, yeah.
And I love historical shit like this.
Now being said, now you've made me want another season of your boy Kong Ming.
We always want another season of your boy Kong Ming.
The biggest proponents for that.
Yeah.
Always will be.
Yeah, because I was this guy at the time saying, you guys need to watch your boy Kong Ming.
And
so
you were
we did.
100% correct.
You're absolutely correct. Why did we ever doubt you?
I didn't doubt him. It was just on high dive, and I don't think I had a high dive account at the time.
I'm gonna say right now. Actually, that's rather interesting. None of our nominees are on high dive.
No, Jesus, my heart was.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes. Touche. You're right.
So one was.
One would. Yeah.
I'll
That's the only sequel.
Well, how many?
Two Netflix. Two Netflix. Free Netflix.
Free Netflix. Yeah.
Free Netflix. One high dive.
Full Netflix. No, hang on. Orb.
Dan to
Dan. Kaiju.
No.
Oh, I thought that was. Sorry.
No, Delicious in Dungeon was the
That's
third
it.
one.
Yeah, I thought Kaiju was on.
No. The rest are on Crunchyroll.
Let me see.
Oh, Lose Ranger was also on
Disney Plus.
Disney.
Don't
Yes,
go Google
that's
Lose
right,
Rangers
yeah.
on Disney
So I was
Plus.
mentioning as a co-founder.
Yeah.
And so he actually did a good variety. That you normally half lists on Crunchyroll, but in this case, 1, 2, 3,
4.
4.
Cal's busting out the abacus. Everyone, give him a minute.
Yes, everyone get
No,
up.
5 because Down to Down was on both Netflix and Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
I watched it.
And technically,
Netflix.
Kaiju number 8 was on Twitter. I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
Kaiju number 8 was the first anime to debut on Twitter.
Probably the only streaming service that has all of these, I bet, is Pornhub, realistically.
Yeah.
People upload them there all the time.
No, Dailymotion.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
So when the Tournament Power happened, Dragon Ball Super, it crashed everything else. Everyone went to Pornhub to watch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if people did that with Kaiju number 8 because people were consistently going on about how horrible the launch was on Crunchyroll. They played every episode live and it was bad. Apparently.
Me and Claire couldn't find Goodnight Mr. Tom on any streaming service.
Oh.
And we watched it on YouTube at 480p, how it was meant to be watched.
That's exactly how I'm watching TV Burp at the minute.
Yes, exactly.
Episode 1, 240p. This is nostalgia.
This is what I'm here for.
This is what our forefathers would have wanted.
Okay, so I think it's time we moved on to our next anime. Makine, Too Many Losing Heroines.
Oh,
We'll be kind, Elliot.
This is the bit I was dreading.
So,
because I love this show.
Well, I got on here because it was your wild card, and
so much.
And I'll be honest, I'm in the camp of I really like this show.
I love it. I legit, it's one of the best things I saw. Yeah.
And Ren.
I liked it more than Mission Yozakura Family. Sorry, Cal.
And I absolutely detested this show.
Oh.
Okay, before we get to Reese's point,
you guys go first.
I'll say the one thing I wasn't a huge fan of was about the final episode was a bit of a weird one. Considering
There's a reason for that actually.
It was written by the light novel writer, but it's an anime only.
Yeah, because I believe after episode 11 ended, they would have gone into a new arc. So they made an anime only one, so they could get an actual ending.
I wouldn't mind if more anime did this, so that they didn't even have to extend out plot lines or cramp them in.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the whole thing of that one, but I didn't think it wasn't a great episode though, if I'm honest.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
I like the character designs. They do a really good job of that.
I mean, you gotta love the character designs. It's done by the Licorice Recoil guy.
Yeah, that explains a lot. They're very similar to Licorice Recoil.
Yeah, I loved the 3 girls. I thought their personalities were really good, and I
like the fact though that they're willing to make characters that are kind of selfish and silly.
Yeah.
Which is what the show's tone needed. It needed selfish, silly characters.
Yeah, they're kind of bog standard generic characters, but I think it works because this is essentially an anime about the losing heroines. They're about the characters in a love triangle who don't get the guy.
Yeah. Also, incidentally, this is in my top 3 of the OPs for this selection.
The OP was great.
The OP's fantastic.
And all 3 of the EDs were fantastic as well, in my opinion.
I forgot there was 3 EDs.
They did one for each girl, and they were all bangers.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I thought they were like... I can understand if the humor was cringe for some people.
Particularly Reese.
Yeah,
but I enjoy the humor, but my favorite parts of it were the very wholesome moments.
Cool.
There were legit moments where you got to learn about the girls and you just generally thought they were sweet. And I liked how, they all even though these girls ended up losing, the girl who ended up winning the guy did still go out of their way to make friends with them. Like they were still they weren't gloating about it. They were still like really nice to them.
Now, if we're to say some negatives, some of the humor doesn't land.
Yeah,
I watched it all in dub. And
Same.
It is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
I did not like any of the girls apart from Lemon.
So
which one was Lemon? Sorry.
The athletic girl.
What was about the dialogue that you didn't like? Because it might have been a dub issue.
It was constant corny sexual jokes. All the girls are 15 and they're constantly sexually exploited. The main blue-haired girl, I did not like her at all. She has two personality traits of severe avarice or severe jealousy. She has no character. She's literally stuffing her face with food and conning people.
That's basically what I do.
And she's not redeemable in any way. I have no idea why anyone likes her or talks to her.
I think there might have been a dub problem. I did not really get that in the sub.
Because
in all fairness, there have been plenty of times where a show's been completely ruined by the dub. Big example, Cautious Hero.
I want to point out...
I loved one of the best isekai I've seen that doesn't have a second season. The dub is atrocious. The main character is incredibly condescending, will not stop making puns. He legit at one point goes up to a dwarf and calls him Bill Bro Baggins.
Nice.
And that just kind of makes me think, yeah, I'm swapping back to sub. And the sub is way better.
Can I say, Reese, we actually discussed this point in private, and I said, I looked it up. It is dub issues rather than... If you'd watched it in the sub, I think you would have done better.
I think maybe if you are willing to watch it back in the sub, and maybe then you might have a better time.
I didn't hate the dub, but I agree the dub did not do the characters justice.
The sub was done a lot better.
I only watched dub, and I wasn't big on... I don't know if it was the performances or if it was like how they translated it over to English, but I wasn't a fan of a lot of the dialogue.
The athletic girl did get the most memed part of the show with the "I'm going to suck you dry."
Yes, I remember reading that.
Who said anything about blood?
I know about when she was sexualised in the shed with the heating and everything.
Oh yeah, there's a...
Where she has to strip off and then the compromised position.
And then somehow amnesia.
I don't remember any of like the much of the sexualization. Like there was a little...
It was rampant, Elliot.
There was a bit like with the obviously with the nurse trying to get them to...
Oh god, the nurse.
In the dub,
she should be fired.
She's a predator in the dub for what she says to the girls.
In the sub she's not as bad.
They both have the line. They do get the line in both versions of "I'm not sure you should be working with."
In the sub they absolutely make it show like she's not good. They do not like trying to make her good at all.
And then the student council girl who's narcoleptic, who just has her tits out all the time. She makes the main guy pour water down her chest and mouth.
Okay, here's a comparison.
These are 15-year-old girls.
Okay, let's make it let's do a comparison. Actually, can I point this out on this one? Because I know, show you did like Nagatoro.
Yeah.
What's the difference between this and that one? Because I'd say it's about on the same level.
Well, the girls were nearly as exploited, and the girls were nearly had bad personalities and cringy dialogue.
Yeah, bad personalities. We're talking about Nagatoro.
Yeah, I am as well, Cal. Compared to it, this is severe.
I think
again, dub problem. I'm certain it is.
I'm just going off the dub itself because I'm not watching the sub.
Okay,
so these my problems.
I think also with Nagatoro, the premise is like ecchi, which is the sort of like whole thing about. It's still like again, like ecchi isn't a Western thing, so we're watching it from a perspective where like the
because the thing that made me realise is when you mentioned about the student council prince with tits out, I thought, hang on, that's Nagatoro, pretty much.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I saw that character as well. I was like, I'm sure I've seen this archetype before.
But and then also with the whole thing about Lemon, that the guy she likes, I did not like the way the guy she likes got with the other girl, because in the dub it's very selfish, because when Lemon runs off crying, the guy's girlfriend says, "Don't look at her, don't focus on her, only focus on me."
Yes,
I'm like,
she did that.
You bitch.
She did that in the sub as well.
Yeah,
well, I think they acknowledged it was a bad thing,
which she didn't in the dub. And then the next scene where they walk into school, all of a sudden they're best friends, Lemon and the new girlfriends. Out of nowhere, with no dialogue.
Yeah, I want to stress, Elliot, the dub did this show dirty.
Yeah, from the sounds of it, it really.
Yeah, I did actually check out the subs on a lot of these sequences that Reese had a problem with, and I was like, holy crap, the dub does this show so dirty.
Yeah, I guess another comparison would be in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, where in the dub randomly they have an episode where Yusei has amnesia, despite the fact in the sub he did not.
Yeah,
I feel
like I understand it's a 4Kids thing, but fucking hell,
this feels like an insert Jello apocalypse joke here.
But then also as I problems with the third main girl as well, who's in the literature club. She doesn't have character progression; she has regression at the end.
That's what I
because it's building up her self-confidence. She's going to be the leader of the literature club. Then this dick comes in saying, "No, I'm the leader." After she's struggling, focus on me. I'm the center of attention. Yeah. So she throws the water and says, "No, I'm doing it. I'm standing up for myself. I'm developing this character." Next scene, rooftops. Right, I'm now the vice president. You're now the leader.
That's
out of nowhere with no build up. So it steals her character development to prop up the main guy.
I did not see it like that. I sort of saw it as her trying to go further than she was ready to do. I feel like people get into a situation where they try to push themselves to do something, or like force themselves to get to a point, and they're not ready for it. And I think that was what she was at. I'm certain later in the story she'll possibly get to that point, but at this point in time, she's not at that point. She's making herself worse because of that. I saw it as that. In sub, it definitely made it feel like he didn't want to steal her thunder, but he had to make sure she was okay.
Oh no, the dub was completely the opposite way around. He runs in and wants the glory, basically.
Yeah, no, the dub.
He is a dick in that scene.
Yeah, in the sub, that I don't think that I could be interpreting it wrong, but that's how I saw it.
I will say I got Elliot's interpretation of it as well. So you're not the only one if that was the case.
Yeah.
I also want to get. I'd like to get back to the positives of the show because I feel like we've been very negative on it.
Yeah, just finish my thought.
Yeah.
So the whole through line for her character was her getting the confidence after her senpais leave. So she had the confidence to confess her feelings, the confidence to increase as a writer because she's getting recognised by people saying, "Oh, I've read your stories, you're really good," building her up. And then at the end, it just brings her down unnecessarily.
I'm going to say some positives about the show, though.
I love the animation.
Animation's great.
This is way too well animated for a slice of life. It's so well done.
I think the background animation in particular is pretty good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think the music's pretty good.
The music, the score is pretty good. What about, I think character designs are alright.
We already mentioned that, again.
Yeah, the
Licorice Recoil.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about, but as I say, I think the biggest issue is the dub did this show dirty, but it's how much can we hold the dub doing the show dirty against it?
Well, put it like,
I mean, from the sounds of it, if I watched it in dub, I probably would have had very different opinions.
Yeah.
It's evidently a show that like they had faith in because it's got a good budget, it's well produced.
Yeah, and like the I mean, it better do. Apparently, this light novel was not only seriously big in Japan; it was considered for an anime adaptation since its first volume.
So this is the thing. I think, like, obviously, it's got backing and people enjoyed it. It sounds as if maybe it's what's the word? Polarizing, like in a similar way to We Fucking Hate. What's it call it?
World's End?
No, no.
Fucking funny.
We said the character before.
Mushoku Tensei.
Yes, that's it. Like, people like it. And it might just.
Oh no! So I've seen people online love that show.
That's the thing.
Yeah, people online love this one.
Yeah,
like all over the place. To see people saying it's in their top 10 of the year.
And that's the thing because I'm also I didn't particularly enjoy it. I thought it was maybe mid, kind of maybe verging on.
What
good.
Was it about?
But you said you liked this more than Mission Yozakura family.
And I didn't like. Yeah, maybe I was being too nice when I said what I was saying about Mission Yozakura family.
What was it about it that you didn't like?
So I had points before, but they've completely gone out of my head. I didn't think that that's it. There's points where the main character is just like, how do you not understand that you're part of this friendship group already? Like at the end, like he's going through this thing with the glasses wearing guy. And then he's like, oh my god, you're calling me a friend? Or like, why are you being so nice to me? Yeah. You've had 12 episodes of being with these people where you've developed. It's
anime.
I know, yeah.
So many slice of life do that. Like,
I know.
Like, so many times where like, will you be friends with me?
I think that's also down to the fact that was the episode that was written by the original episode that was written by the light novel writer, and I think he'd forgotten what character development was already in by that point.
But there are like 8 volumes of this novel.
And there's so much talking. Like it's just dialogue about talking about characters' relationships and the
it's a very dialogue-heavy show.
No, but I don't like, which is not. It's probably not a criticism. Maybe it's my dislike of that as a thing, because I'd rather they show how the characters.
And again, you did watch it in dub as well.
Yes, so I do have that against me as well.
So,
which is fair.
Okay.
Well, it's not against you, Ren, it's against the show. Yeah.
I'll say
because it's a show that has the dub itself.
I will just say, if you two do watch it in sub instead of dub, I'm not going to assume that you're going to like it, but you're definitely going to prefer it. You're definitely going to have a better time with it than you did with the dub.
Yeah,
from the sound of it, the dub was. If I watched it in dub, I would likely would pick Windbreaker for my wildcard. I would not pick this.
Because I was speaking to Lon after watching this fish, and I was like, Ali, I'm surprised you picked this over anything else.
Windbreaker, I would say, I'll be honest, Elliot, I prefer Windbreaker to this.
I picked this one because this one had more character moments, and meanwhile Windbreaker was mostly fights, and I thought that kind of held it against me for it. I was just like, the fun fights, but that is essentially what the show is. Like, don't get me wrong, I still love Windbreaker. I cannot wait for season 2.
This might have been the same, but like the characters at the moment's being the defining thing rather than like action.
Yeah, especially with the dub character moments.
Yes,
personally, I'm definitely more of a character focused person. Like,
I agree.
Again, Jay Fisher and Samurai and I was one of my favorite shows of this year, specifically because the characters have done so well.
Yeah. Shall we move on then to the next show?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's time for dan 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 dan. Okay, let's stop it now because we're verging on racism.
I'm just saying gibberish.
I know.
The lyrics.
What's the bet?
This was the show that I think replaced Dungeon Meshi for a lot of people with the anime darling of the year.
I think the problem. Here's the thing. I really, really like Dan way more than I expected I was going to.
Oh my god, Dan was so damn good. Like, because you started the manga, you did not really like it.
I didn't like the volume that I read. I didn't like. No.
You got to admit the anime does a better job translating it.
Oh, the anime did a really good job.
I think I'm not sure if I said this in the last episode, but when reading the manga, because I think it was translated much better into anime form. Is that the moments where there is like kind of a bit questionable sexual content, it's comedic and it's treated very well in the anime, whereas in the manga it's like, ooh. I don't know about that.
Especially with the one they also do at the end of the.
I think it's the opposite of Chainsaw Man, because the very iffy scenes in Chainsaw Man were, in my opinion, done worse in the anime than were in the manga.
I agree. I think I don't like a lot of that aspect of Chainsaw Man. I think they do it much better in Dan to Dan.
Yeah.
The main two leads are very, very likable.
Oh, Momo and Okura are so good. Yeah. Like, power couple of the year, holy shit.
And this is in a field where we got Dangers in My Heart.
Is this the same year we got Dangers in My Heart, A Sign of Affection, Pseudo Harem?
Yeah.
Which I stand with. I didn't get to say at the time, but I stand completely with you. Pseudo Harem is excellent.
Pseudo Harem is fucking amazing. For the love of God, watch it. I love that show way more than I should.
Why didn't you pick that? We would have had that in most.
Yeah, I did just prefer Mikine a bit more.
Next part. So here's the thing about Dan. I think they also nailed the supernatural aspect of it. I think it's very hard to build a world and just have. I think it's very hard to do the idea of it's our world, but there's supernatural elements that no one's noticed for ages.
Bleach.
They do a really good job of it in this one.
They take the two very differently.
Yeah.
Bleach is a generic show, is very much generic show, and this one can be horror.
Yeah,
at times.
And comedy.
I'd say Bleach mixed with Dark Gathering.
Haven't seen Dark Gathering.
No. Please watch it. It's one of the best horror anime I've ever seen.
What I think as well about it is that the yokai design is grey, the alien designs are grey.
It turns out there's a crossover between this and Mob Psycho.
Hey.
Because Turbo Granny's in both.
Yes.
She's a Mob Psycho as well.
She's
oh god, whoever they got the voice actor in the dub, it did an amazing job.
Yes.
Although now goes to sub, where she's voiced acted by Luffy.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I thought I heard that voice
Yeah.
somewhere. I swear I thought I heard that voice somewhere.
And it fits the character much better when she turns into the little cat thing.
Yeah.
As well.
Which incidentally, I would say that was a genius decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a way to keep her around
Yeah.
and interact with the cast.
I think.
I mean, with Okurin possessed by Tobogran, you kind of have to expect she's going to be around for a good chunk of it.
Can I say, I also did read ahead because I could not leave it on that ending.
Of course.
Yeah.
The next arc, when we get to season 2, is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah.
I cannot wait to see how that's going to get animated.
I can imagine this is a show that will that gets better as it goes on.
Yeah, like there's a lot of care to it. There's something that it does very well, which is world building. There's a lot of care put into the world building.
Yeah.
Also, the characters are great. I mean, none of them suck.
Yeah.
You think that
it does something the Demon Slayer does, but better with the yokai, where all these yokai have really sad pasts and really understandable motivations. But while in Demon Slayer, it's just character had a bad cast, Totoro cries.
Yeah.
In this one is actually. Yeah, this one, you actually genuinely feel the emotion. It's not overdone.
Yeah.
I've heard some people don't like Gigi.
Which one's... Oh, the girl.
No, the guy who's
yeah.
cringe AF.
Yeah,
the guy comes in at the end.
I actually quite liked him.
I dislike him.
Really?
I think he's so annoying.
I'm in the middle.
He's so goddamn annoying. And when he goes into serious mode, he doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
it feels kind of forced.
See, I don't mind, because I think he's meant to be annoying. I think he's meant to be really cringe and annoying, so I think he fulfills the role really well.
Yeah, and that role makes me dislike him.
No, fair enough.
We don't know where you stand with him, Reese.
I thought it was alright, but it serves as more as a plot point than an actual character.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because he's here to insert drama and create a love triangle.
Yeah.
And also to get the cast over to his old place to like a shift of location.
Yeah, which I feel like when it comes to the love triangle, the pink hair girl does it perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah, now she's character I did like.
Yeah, I like her.
I like the fact, for the love of God, I like for the fact that they're not the other two are just not willing to go bullshit with this love triangle because they've just made up their minds immediately.
Yeah.
Also, there's a thing in Japan with seemingly with. So first of all, ghosts with hair, right? Mm-hmm. So you know the ghost power that she has.
Those are very, very popular in Japan.
And also seemingly with ghost girls with hair with having big hats, because her transformed version has like a big hat, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And so did that spirit ghost.
Oh, trust me. Going back to Zenshu, the main character, one of the gimmicks of the main character is that she has a hood up all the time and the hair just covers her face.
But yeah, in Hunter x Hunter, later on there's a character who has hair powers and she has a giant hat, and obviously it's like some folk tale or something like that.
Oh, in fact, from me to you, that is a very big part of Sawako's character.
Yeah. Because
she looks like Sadako from The Ring to the point where that is her nickname.
Yeah, and obviously The Grudge, and then what's the other one in fucking JoJo's? One of the in part 4, the girl has hair powers. Anyway, total aside. Sorry.
Yeah, it's good.
No, it's fair enough, but
I like that it combines the kind of folk ghost story aspect, because that's always very interesting in Japan.
You can tell that the author did a lot of research on Japanese folklore and whatnot.
Yeah, I know for the alien aspects, they're a massive fan of the original Ultraman from '66.
Yeah.
So much so they copy the opening for the ED with the alien outlines with the coloured black backgrounds.
Oh right.
That's lifted directly from the 1966 opening.
Didn't someone say the crab alien was from something?
Yeah, it could.
That was being transformed form. It's just an alien from Ultraman. The generic aliens, all like white guys that are duck people, they're true forms with the black lines on the outfits. Yeah. That's directly from Ultraman as well.
Yeah, God, those guys look so weird and funny.
Yeah.
How do you look funny and intimidating at the same time? So weird.
Yeah, because I sent a breakdown of the comparisons. And then there's also other references with the flooded school, with the Shin Godzilla.
Yes, that's
the iconic scene with the face down with the water beam.
Yeah, and with the Viking ship for some reason.
Yeah.
And the music in the show is great. For example, the
that scene was so well done.
So much
brilliant.
It was just really damn good.
It's okay. So I'm gonna say, can we think of any negatives to the show? Because this was our highest scoring anime
It
ever.
kind of ends. It doesn't end. It just stops.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just stopped, and I feel like
it definitely feels like it does kind of similar thing to Kaiju number 8, where it's just oh, we know we're getting a second season. We'll just stop it. It's just I don't want an ending.
I kind of wish they had ended before they went to Gigi's place.
Yeah, it's why I praise the final episode of Mikine, because it may have been a bit of an iffy episode for a lot of people, but they made that just so they could have an ending.
And again, with Delicious in Dungeon, is we know where the show is going to go. We know what the next goals are.
I mean, actually, the ending to Delicious in Dungeon is basically the ending of the Made in Abyss movie, where they all get into like an elevator and move to the next level.
Yes, and they all know what the sort of next aim is as well. It sets it up, whereas I think
it sets it up, but you can end it there.
Yeah, and Kaiju and Dandadan do that less, so I think.
Yeah. I think Dandadan is worse for this than Kaiju was, because it just feels like an episode ending.
I agree. Yeah. But
especially after the scene in the bath with Momo.
Yeah, and with like the two of them, Okura and Gigi looking through the hole in the house.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that leads to something really weird.
Of course
it does.
He's Dandadan.
Yeah, even by the show standards, that was some weird shit. Also, from the next arc, I can tell you for one thing, the author of this has definitely read a lot of Junji Ito.
Well, so that's what I was meaning with all of the ghost stories. I think
there's a lot. Definitely has a Junji Ito influence in this. You can tell.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, whenever you look at Japanese horror, it's always leads back to Junji Ito somehow.
It is also a lot less of a focus on aliens. I know they show up and stuff, but then they're not.
Then the aliens is not the central thing.
No.
Yeah, like
I wish it was.
Like all the characters, all their powers, they all come from like ghosts and psychic powers. Like I kind of want Gigi to like get some alien technology. Or
I wish Momo would. I know she's got spirit powers, but I wish she wasn't like she got like I don't know, an alien power or something. She mutated.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but
but speaking of the aliens, I really love the bit, and I think one of the last episodes with the crab alien, where he goes back to his planet, and everyone's freaking out. And not even listening to what he's saying.
I was about to say, now do you believe aliens are real? Nah. Definitely a kappa.
Oh, so funny.
That's really the only negative I can think of. There's not really much on it. It's a very well put together show.
It is super good.
It's one of the things that actually improves on its manga by having that excellent animation, which has been done by Science Saru.
Yeah. What else have they done?
They did the Scott Pilgrim anime.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay.
Also, who did fucking... So, Trigger did Delicious in Dungeon, right?
Trigger did Delicious in Dungeon.
Did they do something else this
Not really, I think.
I don't think so.
Oh, who did Kaiju number 8?
To the internet!
Who did
that's Mappa.
Okay, sorry, I thought that was Trigger for some reason.
And Elusive Samurai was Clover.
Okay.
Was Cloverfield.
Cloverworks.
Cloverworks.
That's a movie I'm thinking of, my bad.
Another Kaiju made.
What's that?
It's all been Kaiju.
Danger's in My Heart.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
We got the FSU group reference. Excellent. Shin Animation.
And it was from me. What?
No, Trigger.
I can't remember who Mikine was done by.
I don't think there's any Trigger this season apart from that.
And interestingly, I thought fucking Hello, oh my god, Orb, which obviously we have yet to talk about. Mm-hmm. I thought that was the same author as Vinland Saga because it feels like it's got very similar vibes. But
they're both animated by Madhouse.
Okay, that's exactly it then. Yeah, because
they're both animated by Madhouse. That's why.
Yeah.
Have they done?
Oh yeah, because that's Attack on Titan original.
No, they don't think they have done. It doesn't look like Trigger has done anything else. The last thing they did, in fact, I think, was BNA.
No,
BNA or Cyberpunk.
Apart from Delicious in Dungeon.
They also did
they
also did Transformers 40th anniversary short as well last year.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah, that was really well.
That was really good.
Yeah, well, if you guys haven't watched it, you should watch it.
Can I? And I'm not a Transformers guy, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Can I say let's move on to the last one?
No, you cannot say that.
Orb. I'm not going to say that many kind things about that.
That's absolutely fine.
Was A1 Pictures.
Oh yeah, of course, that explains a lot.
Mm-hmm. And that's completely fine. We've all ripped into each other's, I feel.
Yeah.
That's true.
I liked Orb.
I
think Orb's really good.
Can I say this thing? Orb is great in those first 3 episodes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the first 3 episodes of Raffle were absolutely good.
The second we leave those first 3 episodes, it goes downhill.
And I just want to say also, despite the fact this was my Anime of the Year nomination, I've seen 9 episodes of it, not the 18 that have currently aired.
I've seen 15.
I've seen 12.
Okay, I've done 15 or 16.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys have seen
I think then talk about the first 12 then.
Yeah. Sure.
The first 9.
I'll just do what I can.
Oh God, I don't. I feel like after they have those first 3 episodes and they have that amazing arc. it doesn't.
Drops off.
It drops off.
I've
I've already
said-
explained to Elliot why it wasn't historically accurate.
I've said many times before, I'll say it again, it's the Oshinoko effect.
Yes,
Oshinoko had an amazing first episode, kind of put a hamper on the rest of the season.
I think a lot of people say that about Rascal Doesn't Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. They think the first 3 episodes are great and nothing else lives
The
up
show
to
is
it after.
consistently very good.
I think that's kind of fair. I think I think Rascal Doesn't Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai is a very good show, but I do think the first 3 were kind of peak.
And it's rather telling that the manga adaptation doesn't go beyond that arc.
So another reason why I thought this was written by the same guy as Vinland Saga is because the first 4 episodes of Vinland Saga are obviously about tours, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then it's about
Thorfinn.
Thorfinn.
Well,
later on.
it was always kind of about Thorfinn, but
Well, yeah.
Thor's was just a really big part.
He's the focal character. He's the Kamina, isn't he? You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the same way the kid is.
The thing I'd say though about
he's the Eddard Stark of
Yes.
of
Yeah.
the saga.
yeah, but
Or Eddard Stark is the Kamina of Game of Thrones. Which came out first?
Gurren Lagann.
Did it? Then Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I
first
don't think Song of Ice and Fire was.
Because I think Early
That
Games
whole-
05 or 06.
Okay.
Oh really?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's rather-
because
I
Game
think-
of Thrones was 2011.
I think
I thought like going like again would have been 2010s.
No.
No, it was earlier than that.
Anime Planet-
Because I watched it in high school.
Anime Planet-
wow!
cut-
2007.
Oh wow! Because that feels like a very 2010s anime.
No, it's
like
just-
it feels way more modern. Than
It was
is.
just very
One
ahead
of-
of its time.
Yeah.
One of the things I find interesting is that Anime Planet lists Raphael as a secondary character.
You mean Raphael?
Raphael,
Which
yeah.
is fair because he
Yeah.
is.
He kind of is.
Yes, but that's the
he
bit-
gets the ball rolling.
But that is
Yeah.
kind of a sense of like a way,
Yeah.
which is kind of
Yeah.
ironic considering that's kind of a spoiler. If you didn't go into this knowing,
Sorry.
I'd already warned people ahead of time that we were going to spoil shit. So
I disagree with that because reading the bio for the show, it does announce it's not about him. It does announce his death actually.
why does it and now do that?
Because that's the premise of the show. I'm sorry, like, and I disagree with your point here.
In
is
all
that-
fairness, I don't read the bios for anime, so I
No, that's
did not
fair.
know he would die. So
Yeah,
it's
same. I
oh,
didn't
God,
read the
okay,
bio.
Is this early?
This is why, in my view, it wasn't at all surprising. It's because like I knew that this was going to happen.
But by
Because I wanted to know what the show was about because I was interested in it.
Yeah, because it's not just about like one person trying to prove
Yeah.
heliocentrism. It's about the journey
Yeah.
of heliocentrism
Yeah.
getting proved and all the multiple people
Yeah.
who are going forward and proving it.
Because
and working on
otherwise, it would be like a kind of savant character, a la Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
But the thing about it as well is that the reason why if you want to know why it's historic and accurate, check out the Adam Ruins Everything about Copernicus.
Well, go on.
Well,
Summarise.
to summarize it, basically, the Catholic Church were not opposed to heliocentrism until after the Protestants became opposed to it and gained more power.
But bearing in mind, this is 15th century Poland, and also there's several massive splits between Orthodox, Catholicism.
Whenabouts do the Catholic Church start becoming against heliocentrism?
I will double check that one because
Yeah.
I do think this was set. I think Copernicus is not mentioned in this one, but it's also again Copernicus actually worked for the Catholic Church. Yeah, he dedicated his first book to the Pope.
Interesting.
I think.
But equally, it's a good story, so.
Yeah, but it's a
we'll
good
let it
story.
slide.
Look,
Actually, I think they might have been mentioned. I think like they mentioned one of his poems or something. I'm not sure.
the thing about it is though, again, even if you have that in the back of your head, it doesn't take away from the story.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
agree,
well,
yeah,
even
agree.
even after Raphael's death, the journey with Oxy and Bedali and
Jolenta.
Yolenta, yeah, that is still very well done.
And I like very much the character who can't read and is kind of just experiencing all of this.
Oxy.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he goes down a very different route that Raphael did because he's more dragged into it.
Totally.
And sort of has his faith, belief in it built up over time.
And I feel like he's the audience character, isn't he? 'Cause,
Yes.
like, we're going through all of this,
Yeah.
not understanding it really. Apart from people who know this stuff. Sorry, yeah.
The thing is though, again, as good as all that stuff is, I just feel like this was like a downturn after the first 3 episodes. I really kind of wish we had a bit more time.
Yeah, because my main issue is the revolving cast. Because there's a new cast for every arc, and there's so many arcs.
And it's like
because of what happens.
It's like as soon as we get to know them, we got to move on.
Yeah.
That's kind of a part of it though.
Yeah.
Again, it's partly we learn the characters, but I'm not And then, of course, we see here centrism continue forward. But I'm not going to say it doesn't feel like the character arcs weren't finished.
Yeah.
Like, it's more like we started to grow really attached to them, and then they're taken away from us. I think it's done well. I still think it's kind of tragic.
Oh, it's tragic, yeah. But my point is we don't have enough time with these characters to develop much of an overall plot. Because it's most of these characters have these studies, and then they're trying to put them forwards, and then they get stopped, and then go to no character who's picking the torch up. It's basically the Olympic torch relay.
Yes.
Of an anime.
That's understandable. I can see why some people will be turned off by that. Yeah. I enjoyed it for that. I can see why some people.
No, I really take your points, and I actually like that because I think that's the sort of mentality that you're meant to go in with, is that you're not. It is tragic that you're losing all of these characters because they want to do something really good for the world, and the world is trying to stop them because of how the establishment is.
Yeah.
I actually think that's really interesting, and it's.
I get that.
I really understand how that is.
This show does not turn away from how dark it can be as well.
No.
Like with this just shit with the Inquisitors. Fucking hell.
But that being said, it just failed to grip me after.
Which is completely.
It's one of those where it's like everything you said is absolutely right. I get all the thematic theming of it. You ever get that thing of you get that this is really good.
Totally.
You get all the thematic theme, but it doesn't.
Like it.
But it doesn't grab you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, spoilers for our next video. My one is kind of that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I can understand in every technical level why this is really good. Why does this not grab me?
Yeah.
And I've been asking myself that all the time since you nominated it. Why hasn't this grabbed me? This is my kind of show, but it doesn't.
If only there was a female blonde protagonist.
Fuck off!
There is. She just doesn't have the rack.
I know. That's it.
Violetta, you need plastic surgery.
But yeah. She said overall, it's just. With the revolving cast, I don't feel that attached to each character because I know they won't be here beyond 3 to 4 episodes.
Completely valid.
That is fair. You become more interested in their journey than them themselves.
Yeah, and then at that point, I'm watching, I'm thinking, I don't care about these characters because they won't be around long enough for me to care.
Yeah. That is completely fair.
That is very valid.
Do you mind if we move on to the comparisons now?
For sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so OPs. How would we rank the OPs at this point? Which one we say is like our favourite and our least favourite of these OPs?
Favourite, Dan.
I think mine's Dan.
I might even,
Although I'd say a close one would be the first Mission Yozakura family one.
Mine was Go-Go Loser Ranger.
That was a really
That was
good
excellent.
Yeah. I'm surprised it wasn't Braven.
Yeah, because with Loser Ranger, I love the song, but also like the thematics of the visuals.
Oh yeah, that is.
And that's what puts over the top.
That is like a close.
Yeah, no, the
second
visuals,
for me.
especially
the visuals was so good.
Yeah, because with the whole Earth, with the like puppeteering fighters.
Yeah.
So as a whole, I love the song, but the visuals carry it as well.
Yeah, like that's why I like Dan because the visuals are the song is super catchy and really good, but the visuals are like so almost psychedelic and they go through different art styles and I just think. Yeah, that matches perfectly.
I feel like there's 3 or 4 tiers with the OPs for me. I feel like Dan is probably number 1 alongside Go-Go Loser Ranger.
Yeah.
And then like Gliss and Dungeon Kaiju, I don't know, Kaiju maybe 3.
Kaiju is 3 for me. Kaiju number 8 was sick.
I know,
it's not for me because I did not like the art style of that faux AI.
That is
a bit of a tone.
very fair. That is very fair. You have to admit that the song was great.
Oh yeah,
what about
What
about the other one? Least favourite of these.
Song-wise, Mission Yozakura Family OP1.
Oh, that's one of my favourites.
Visuals-wise, Orb.
I like Orbs.
Orb uses terrible CGI animation.
God,
I should join the Valley because Orb's down as my least favourite.
And it's my least favourite as well. I don't like the song.
I love this. I think the song is great.
Yeah.
I really like the song, but visual was just.
Yeah, song does a lot of heavy lifting.
EDs, I think.
Braven.
No choice.
No,
Go Loser Ranger.
Elusive Samurai. I'm sorry, I love Braven.
It's a close call for me between Go-Go Loser Ranger, Elusive Samurai, and the second Mission Yozakura family.
I literally never skipped Elusive. I'm sure it was true of Braven.
I never skipped Mission Yozakura family. I never skipped Elusive Samurai. Never skipped Go-Go Loser Ranger. Only occasionally skip Braven. That was only like during the best while I was binging it.
Incidentally, that's the next Axia Away Day. The go to Kamakura dance, Sakasuya Sawo.
I also love when characters' roles are totally subverted in an ED or like an OP or something, like because that's them just a fucking high school trip or like a picnic or something.
Yeah, What about okay, let's go with
Least favourite.
Least favourite.
So mine was Dangers in My Heart. It's my least favourite.
I don't even remember what Dangers in My Heart CD
Exactly.
I think for that
it's a weird.
I think for that reason, I'm gonna go with Dangers in My Heart.
I literally can't remember.
Because it's a very soft Japanese woman's like vocal voice, and it just doesn't grab you.
Oh no, wait. Yeah, I recognise it now. It's all of the characters growing up. I thought that. Actually, no, I thought that was cute. I like that one. So probably Orb, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that wasn't brilliant.
There's a reason why Netflix does a skip button and you never do. What about all right, Ripley? The fuss box needs to. Which one did you like most, Ripley? Dun, dun, dun.
Braven. Yay, the gays.
Marshall. That's not in Ripley.
So okay, best romantic subplot.
Best romance subplot. Oh, you mean best couple?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, there's so many.
Best couple.
Yeah.
It's got to be Dan, I think.
Oh fuck, there's so many.
It's a close call. Yeah, there's a really close call, this one.
I think it has to be Dan.
No, Dangers in My Heart.
It's got to be
Honestly.
Dangers in My Heart.
Dangers in My Heart for me. And Braven seconds.
Anna and Ichikawa are so
They are.
Yeah, Dangers in My Heart first, and I'd have
Raffle and the Inquisitor.
I'd actually have
To be
Yozakura.
fair, I do like the dynamic.
I was have to say Yozakura family comes second for me on that one for Taiyo and Mutsumi. As much as I like Dan to Dan, I really like Taiyo and Mutsumi.
Yeah.
I love. What's her
It's
name?
Dan to Dan for second for me.
Yeah, I love the. I can't remember her name. Female lead in Dan to Dan.
Momo.
Yeah, and I think their connection is great.
Yeah.
I don't think we can really say what one's worse because there's not really any.
Momo is probably the best of the female leads, I think, of these ones.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, as much as I do love the characters from Mikine.
Do you put? Would you consider Marcel?
Marcel! Oh, Marcel's so good.
Yeah, what about
But yeah, Momo, personally.
what about the best male lead out of all of these?
Braven.
Of course.
Is this just gonna be your answer for everything?
Well,
Yes.
are you sure though? Because he is dislikable for some amount of it, I would say. It
Oh, Braven.
No, sorry. Well, actual Braven, no. But the Shinji.
Isami.
Isami.
Isami, that's it. Sorry.
But no, he did say Isami, he said Braven.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Yeah, I
And
think
then Braven was Smith.
Yeah, no, I probably mistook that.
I'm gonna say Okarun for me.
Who would I?
Or Izami from James in My Heart. I'm not sure
You
which
know
one.
what? Lios.
I'm saying Lios as well. I
Lios
love
is
Lios.
so
He's
good.
so good.
Which one do we think had the best consistent animation?
We haven't picked worst female, worst male.
I don't really want to pick a worst one out of this because there's no really bad ones, even though Reese will tell me
I have
there
two
was.
very close choices.
We both know yeah.
Yeah.
Again, dub issues.
Yeah,
Worst
so bad.
female. I love her, but probably Yolenta.
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah.
No, I quite like her.
I really like her, but
I liked it when she was talking about reading and writing.
Yeah.
I thought that was an amazing character.
Yeah.
That made me really like her.
again, I do love her.
Yeah,
But
sure. Yeah, valid.
Worst.
Yeah.
What about you, Gary? Worst female.
Probably go Yolanda as well. I didn't like Shauna.
I agree with Ren. I quite liked her.
Thank you.
I like her.
I was considering-
Don't get me wrong, I like her, but if you have to pick the worst.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I was gonna say someone. I was gonna say one of the women from Go Go Loser range, but I think they're side characters rather than
Yeah.
leads.
Yeah.
Worst male. I gotta be honest, probably Isami.
What from Dangers in My Heart?
No, Braven.
No, Isami, Braven.
This is just revenge. This is just revenge.
It's just revenge for what I've said. It's just how you being petty.
Ichikawa is from Dangers in My
Yeah.
Heart. No, I'm sorry. It's just he's a bit unlikable for the start of it, and like I can't think of any other male that I didn't like from the beginning but got better.
I gotta go with.
I would say best male Braven is up there. Braven is quite high.
Damn straight.
Oh god, this is a hard one because I didn't dislike any of them. I'm glad no one said Taiyo for this.
I was pretty good. I'll tell you.
You were about to say Taiyo,
I
aren't
don't
you?
have thoughts about him, to be
Actually,
honest, Cal.
is it just main male protagonist?
Just main.
Oh, okay, because otherwise I would have picked the director of Tampa Po for worst.
I kind of want to go for. I kind of want to go with the male lead in Mikine, but I'm betraying myself if I do because I'm just saying that.
You can pick him, it's fine.
No, I'm actually going to go for the orb actually on this one.
Which one?
Which one? Oxy?
Oxy, yeah, because as good as he is,
Oxy is the weakest character in the
he is the weakest character, and he was one of the things that really threw me off the show.
Yeah, it's weak character, but he still has a personality.
So which one's Oxy? Sorry.
Can't read guy.
Orb.
Oh, I really like him.
Exactly, yeah.
Again, we like I like him, but if I had to pick a worst,
Yes, that's the thing. I like him, but if I had to pick a worst, I'm gonna have to pick him.
Fair enough.
Of course, make up from losing to any
Most
heroines.
consistent animation.
Consistent, I'd say Delicious. Or Dan to Dan.
Dan I think is very consistent. Yeah.
One of them. Two.
I'd say Delicious.
Yeah, I'll probably go Delicious. Because Dan Dan is just so out there with his art style.
Yeah.
I think
As well.
we've got to be honest. What is the weakest in this category? It's
I'd say
probably.
yours, Carl.
No, I think Go Loser Ranger.
No.
Loser Ranger's
definitely
got
better than
good.
yours.
What about? Come on, there's got to be one that isn't Mission Yozakura family.
Does there?
I
I'm taking a hammering brawl. It's your turn.
The only one I could think of was Orb. I thought, no, the fight scenes was obviously
Yeah,
was
it is
sick.
genuinely.
So yeah, I'm sorry, I'd probably pick Mission Yozakura.
Yeah, I'd go Mission Yozakura or then maybe Dangers in My Heart.
No, Delious in My Heart definitely doesn't lose at this one.
It's
It's got.
No, it's good animation.
Okay, yeah, fine. Yozakura family
Sorry,
probably
mate.
does not have the most consistent
Sorry.
animation. But let's be honest though, this is the one year where we haven't pointed one and just said, no, that has some really bad... Hang on, we all forgot Elusive Samurai had really inconsistent animation.
Inconsistent, but still very good for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as the
sometimes
3D
deflect.
dogs on screen.
Yeah, exactly. Ignore them.
Next,
I'm going to insult a show I love. I'm going to replace a show I love with a show I love. Wait!
Yes, quick, escape goat.
best and worst side cast.
Oh, best.
Orb is going for worst for me, but I'm going to go
Yeah.
best. I'm going to go for Danger...
You know what? Yeah, worse.
Actually, I'd probably
Worse
go...
would be Orb.
Actually, go Yozakura family because I think the main cast wouldn't be as good if the side cast wasn't that good.
I'm going to go Delicious and Dungeon for sidecast.
Best side cast.
Yeah.
I know where Reese is going to go, and I'm going to go the opposite. My best is Mikine.
Oh, God, no.
I would put.
It's god awful.
So we know what he's picking for worst then?
Yeah,
It's clearly.
Again, dub, sub. Differences.
I'd say you could make a good argument for fucking. Oh my god, brain. Jesus Christ.
You just remember you have one.
Dangers in My Heart.
No.
Best for best.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because they in the season 2 they do get a lot of development.
Oh yeah,
But Delicious
the
Dungeon.
casting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're great.
Delicious in Dungeon.
If I had-
Did they call it Delicious in Dungeon?
It's
and
called
not, no, but and not Delicious in the Dungeon because it's D&D Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons. Is that why they did
I
that?
think so.
so,
I just
Yeah, for like
realised
weeks
that.
I thought it was called Delicious in the Dungeon.
Yeah, no, that's
I
how
did-
you've listed it in the.
Yeah, I know,
messages
and I did that out of like force of
Oh
habit.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Or what makes most grammatical sense.
I just call it Dungeon Meshy because it sounds more natural.
That's fair.
Can I just say?
Weeb.
Can I just say when I was looking up the averages for this,
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, in terms of searching for them, my anime list is fucking terrible because they insist on the Japanese
names. Yeah.
So it was much easier to go back out of it and then search in Google for it.
In MAL, I always found like even if I typed in the English names, they would always come up.
Yeah, but I have trouble can't see the posters, so I don't know which one it's referring.
Yeah, they made the posters way too small.
Yeah.
So as a result, it's really difficult.
In all fairness, MAL is terrible anyway. Like whenever I try to go on the desktop, use a desktop version, and the cookie bar shows up, it does not close.
No, it's so
Can I-
It never does. Even if I say find, save, and exit, but it does not.
I'm going to officially ask for the next one, which is going to be best opening episode and worst opening episode.
That's open. Oh my god, best opening that episode. That's tough.
You could say
These
Elusive
all had
Samurai.
great opening episodes.
Yeah.
You could say Elusive Samurai for best.
So tough.
You could even you could. I wouldn't. I prefer Elusive Samurai's first episode to fucking Dan to Dan. I would say.
I'd say.
Yeah, because the whole thing with Dan Dan has opens on the
Let's,
the
I'd
assaults.
say
let's be honest, you two weren't sold on Dan to Dan with the first
No,
episode.
no.
I'd say Delicious in Dungeon had the best one.
I'm going to go... You're going to Elusive Samurai, you're going to Delicious in Dungeon. I'm going to go for...
Because for me, it's a
I'm going to go for Kaiju number 8, actually, on this one.
Ooh.
That's a good suggestion.
No, whereas
That's pretty
I'm
cool.
going between Elusive Samurai and Go Loser Ranger for me.
Go Loser Ranger has a very
Yeah,
good
to be
one.
fair.
Yeah, because it did great world setup as well.
Can I say my second place was Mission Yozakura family?
Of course it was.
I'd say. Oh god, there were a lot of really good ones. Though, like I love Dandadans, I love Bravens.
Yeah.
I think all of these had really good opening episodes that dragged us into their shows.
For what so, as good as it is, I'd probably say Dangers in My Heart. If I'm
Yeah,
honest,
Dangers in
'cause
My Heart...
It's more just a continuation from season 1.
Yeah, Dangers in My Heart, I feel like that one isn't like a big bang opening episode. It's just let's keep this shit going.
Yeah.
But is that a disadvantage of the fact it's a sequel when all the others are not
I'd
sequels?
probably say it might be.
If we would take, let's
Yeah.
say Dangers in the Heart wasn't nominated, which one would we pick then?
To me, Losing Heroines. It opens with the main girl scamming the lead by stealing his credit card, refusing to pay.
That's.
It just seems off to a really bad start.
I'm gonna say actually.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna say. Bang Braven actually on this one because
for the first episode.
The first episode was
amazing, yeah.
I loved it. No, it's the second and third I didn't really enjoy that much.
Yeah. First episode really draws you in.
Yeah, no, I'm getting mixed up.
It's just oh my god, grimdark, insanely dangerous. What are we gonna do next week now? Braven!
Where's that music coming from?
Okay, so
friendship is sorry. Come inside me.
I actually forgot that.
Grab my joystick.
I actually, until you mentioned it, I actually forgot that the main theme was in the fight scenes was diegetic.
Yeah.
What about
I really can't decide what my least favorite opening episode is.
I think we're gonna have to go Dangerous in My Heart, but it has to
Dangerous in My Heart.
And then we'll say Mikine if it wasn't.
If I had to pick one, Orb.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Well, first episode you dislike.
It's more just again the worst of really good. Like I love that first episode of Orb. Like,
well, you're not gonna pick Mikine.
Like, honest to God, best guy in anime. You look about the sky, you think, holy shit, that's
all the stars.
That's genuinely beautiful.
Okay, let me move on to the best and worst closing episode.
Well, worst is a Dan Dan.
Yeah, Dan Dan, I agree.
It's not even an ending.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that one. Let's say Dan Dan did screw it up with the ending.
Yeah.
And best.
I'm going to say Dangerous in My Heart, season 2.
Same, honestly. Yeah,
that was really good.
Yeah.
I think they had a fantastic...
Or Delicious in Dungeon.
Because it did say to me, I know I'm going to continue this in the manga, but I guarantee, even if this is where the only anime I get, that's a great way for anime-only people.
Braven also had a fantastic last episode.
Yeah, Braven did. Really thank God they actually did the cop-out ending.
One thing I did actually mention in Braven that I was actually really going to praise was a fight against the 5th Death Driver, where he looked like he was posing up for really powerful attacks, and so they kept going back and just like, he must be super powerful, or to be like, nah, he's just bullshit.
He's just weak.
Yep.
Which I'm going to add to this one then. I feel like I want to move on to the next thing, which is which one had the best main character story arc.
Main character story arc.
Because in my opinion, it's Dangerous in My Heart.
I can't really pick Mikine because that's mostly focused on the females. The main guy doesn't really have much. To do
what if we go by most main character arcs and name Orb?
Okay,
because there was like 5.
What about
quantity over quality?
Okay, this is something I've actually this is something I've actually thought about for a while. Which one do you reckon had the best music score?
We haven't said best main character arc. Yeah,
I think I'm going to go Dangerous in My Heart.
Dangerous in My Heart or Go Lose a Ranger.
Kaiju number 8.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I would say maybe even Elusive Samurai. I'd say that's got. It's a shame about Delicious in Dungeon because I don't think they go through all that much.
I don't want to.
Laios,
I really don't want to say a weakest in this one.
We learn more about the characters. I'd say if we're going for best character arc, Senshi's up there.
True.
Senshi will be up there.
Yeah, if we're going character arcs overall, then Senshi's one really is going to put Delicious in Dungeon over the top.
And fucking Fallon. You could.
The thing is, it's hard.
Fallon as well. Hell yeah.
This
Marcel. There's so many.
Can I point out? This is probably the hardest one we're ever going to pick. There's such a good selection.
Honestly, I've got mine down.
Should we conclude?
So
one more I want to do. Music score.
Oh, true. Okay.
Braven.
Very good.
I think it's a good option.
Yeah. Dan is up there.
It was Kaiju number 8.
Yeah.
Very strong score.
Dangerous in My Heart's really good.
Delicious in Dungeon.
I'm going to go for Kaiju number 8, actually. I'm going to pick...
Delicious in Dungeon.
You're going to pick Delicious in Dungeon?
I love the fantasy music.
Okay, does anyone... Okay, I'm going to give you guys 60 seconds. Do you want to change your list, your order?
No,
I've got mine down. I'm happy with mine.
Okay, I've written mine down as well. So, I'm going to get the scorecard up, guys. Yep. I'm going to start with... Reese, actually.
I'm going to imagine Mikine is not even on your list because you don't want to give it any points.
I'm just going to give it 1 point.
I scored all 10 in order.
1 point to Mikine?
Yeah. Hell, but I haven't told you my list yet.
It's going to be Mikine at the bottom.
It is Mikine at the bottom.
Number 9?
Orb.
I'm so upset you didn't like it.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, again, I think if you watched it in sub, you would have had a better time.
Can I stress?
I'm not saying you would have enjoyed it, but you would have had a better time.
Okay, can I stress, with the exception of Reese, even if we put something at the bottom, we liked the show.
Yeah.
This is not a case of there's
space.
Well, with Ren, no, probably not.
Well, anyway, go on.
Probably mid.
Go
on. So did Orb knows Elusive Samurai.
Ooh, much lower than I was expecting.
7th is Mission Yozakura Family.
Oh, it's not Stone Dead last on at the minute.
6th, Dangers in My Heart, Season 2. 5th, Dan.
Only 5th?
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's just the very assault overtones in the opening first episodes.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Just ruined it. 4th, Delicious and Dungeon.
Well, 4th. Goodness.
7 points. Yeah.
3rd, Braven.
The fuck?
What the fuck?
The fuck?
Yeah.
Rush him to the ER now.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Has the heat from my body gone to you? What the fuck is going on?
Ooh, what's the winner then? It's either Go-Go Loser Ranger or Kaiju number 8. Which one took top spot?
2nd place, Loser Ranger.
Ooh,
Kaiju.
That was Kaiju number 8.
Oh,
yeah.
That was your best anime of 20?
Yeah. Overall.
Okay, Elliot, let's get your one down.
Number 10 is Go-Go Loser Ranger.
Whoa.
Oh, that's
I
just...
swear to God, this is not revenge.
It is revenge.
It is revenge.
I swear to God, it is not. I just had more problems with that one.
Yes.
Especially if 9th is Braven.
It's not.
Hey.
Number 9 is Mr. Yozakura Family.
Hey.
It is coming Stone Dead last now.
Sorry, I lost my list. Number 8 is Braven.
There you go.
There's a revenge.
It is revenge.
I swear it is not.
Ironically, Braven's in the
I
lead at the
swear
minute.
it is not. I promise you that.
Yep.
Come on, Orb.
Number 7 is the Elusive Samurai.
Oh.
4 points that will be then.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6 is Orb on the Movements of the Earth.
Yes. Still higher than the other one.
Yep.
Yes.
Validation. Higher than Yozakura Family at the minute.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Dangers in My Heart Season 2.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Number 4 is Kaiju number 8.
Yep.
Number 3 is Mikine, Two Maidens and Heroines. Don't laugh.
It's hard not to when you pick it that high, Elliot.
I like it, okay. Number 2 is Dandadan.
Oh, wow.
Number 1 is Dungeon Meshi.
Yep.
I love that show so much. Goddamn.
And at this point, the top Delicious and Dungeon and Kaiju number 8 are tied for first.
Oh, wow.
So Ren, you could be a major factor in this one.
So, 1 point to Mission Yozakura Family.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carl.
God damn it! I was really hoping it wasn't going to come
And
Stone
2
Dead.
to
last.
Mikine.
2 to Mikine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Again.
Sorry.
I'm not bitter.
So I'm
not
also
bitter.
doing myself a disservice here. So 3 for Orb.
So low, Ren.
You didn't watch that much of it.
No, yeah.
I will say though, episodes 12 to 15.
Yeah, I am going to keep watching it.
Okay, next.
4 points to Bang Bang Braven. I am going to change actually. Sorry, 4 points to Go-Go Loser Ranger.
Right.
And then 5 points to Bang Bang Braven.
Okay.
And then 6 points to Dangers in My Heart Season 2.
Yeah.
7 to The Elusive Samurai.
So that means 14.
So third place is 8 points to Kaiju number 8.
That's perfect. That's apt.
Indeed.
Hey.
9 points to Dandadan.
Oh.
Wow, hang on. That means it's on 24.
And so first place is Delicious and Dungeon.
Hey.
10 points!
Oh yes, bro.
Yep.
So Delicious in Dungeon is in the lead. Kaiju number 8's in second, and Dandadan's in third. So,
I thought Dandadan would honestly be number 1.
well, you haven't heard my list yet.
I thought
it was going to be as well.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to
chance.
make my decision
Indeed.
now.
So when you asked if we had any last minute changes to our list,
It's just for himself.
I've changed my
Yeah, it
mind.
was just like fuck.
I've changed my mind on my number 1.
Mission
I've changed my mind on my number 1. Actually, I've literally just this second changed my mind on my number 1. And I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
Braven, 20 points.
So bottom of the list. I'm sorry, Ren. It's Orb.
Yeah, if it was him doing it, just Braven. How many zeros do you
Yeah,
have to
literally.
release?
Not
enough.
I'm so Elliot. I'm keeping it from coming dead bottom. Makine's getting 2 points off me. So it is going to be Orb at the end.
Still not much of an achievement.
And
I liked Orb.
Then I've got Elusive Samurai.
I thought that'd be higher for you.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Um,
You're the major as class fan.
yeah, I'm waiting to see how it turns out. Then Bang Bang Braven, 4
Nice.
points.
So that's 6th, is it? Yeah.
No, 4.
Sorry.
4 points.
No, sorry, 6th place.
Yes,
Yeah.
4 points. 5 points is going to go to Go Loser Ranger.
Yep.
6
Yep.
6 points is going to Kaiju number 8.
Whoa. Interesting. Put it that low, I would say.
7 points Dungeon Meshi.
Whoa! 4th?
Third is Mission Yozakura family. It'll get 8
Not
points.
first.
6, 8. So 6 plus 8 is
14.
14. Thank you. Then
I thought my dog.
Second
Ripley
place-
was dragging herself
second
along
place-
before. I legit thought she was going like.
second place is Dandadan
Well, second.
because I decide yes.
So that's 33.
No, I can't decide.
Go on.
Dandadan or Dangers in My Heart.
So, well,
If you want my personal opinion, I say Dan to Dan.
I agree. I shouldn't have changed it at the last minute. I'm gonna give 10 points to Dandadan,
so 34.
Oh damn!
and I'm gonna give Dangers in My Heart gets 9.
Oh,
26.
Dan to Dan, Dan to Dan,
Nine.
Dan to Dan, Dan to Dan, Dan to Dan.
9 points. 26. So, for the first time ever, we have a tie for first place.
Because Carl changed his list.
Yes,
back.
exactly.
That's the reason it's a tie.
Yeah.
Do you want me to change it back?
No,
Carl,
It's your opinion.
It's there.
because I would have to say, yeah, no, in all honesty, Dandadan was the anime I enjoyed the most in 2024.
Well, we can. Do we not usually debate tops anyway?
No, this is where we go to.
Oh, okay.
So what are the ties?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say I've got the average. So I took the average rating on both Anime Planet and Anime Planet and
Anime list.
Anime List. So I'm going to go in broadcast order again for this
So
one.
we need to announce what the tie is, though. We
Dungeon Meshi and
Dandadan.
Dandadan. I can tell you, these two were right next to each other.
Not surprising.
I have an unfortunate feeling I know what's going to come first.
I think I know what's going to come first.
Do you know what? In order to... Do you know what?
I think Dandadan's going to win on score because I think
I'd
more
say-
people will have watched
Do
it.
you guys want to go give it to Dungeon Meshi and I'll change it around and say Dangers in My Heart because I think I actually don't like the fact Dandadan
I don't think
has that nothing ending.
so. I don't think it should win over Delicious in Dungeon if the score is higher.
No, in all honesty, I loved Dangers in My Heart season 2.
Okay, that is fair.
Go for it.
So I'm going to go for that.
So by 1 point.
Wait, 1 point. Anime Amigos Anime of the Year 2024 is
Here we go. Anytime now, Cal.
Dungeon Meshi.
Yeah,
Everybody, clap
Well
your
done.
hands. We'll go by what we needed if we had a tie, but I agree. I think I have to give it to Dangers in My Heart over Dandadan because I forgot how badly I felt with that nothing ending.
So Ren, Dungeon Boys,
Dungeon Boys, Dungeon Boys, Dungeon Boys.
Okay, can I say what the
Dungeon Meshi was just so good.
By the way, here's the full counter. Orb did come bottom with 11 points.
Mikine came second to last.
13. Then it was Mission Yozakura family, and Elusive Samurai. Then it's Elusive Samurai.
Then it's Go Loser Ranger.
Go Loser Ranger.
Then Braven.
Then Braven.
Yeah, 5th and 4th.
27 is the next one.
Yeah,
for
so
that,
that's-
Danger in My Heart.
Danger in My Heart. Danger in My Heart gets the bronze medal.
Then Dandadan.
Dandadan silver and Delicious in Dungeon was first. Can I say I'll go over the averages now? Any guesses what was dead bottom on the averages?
Braven.
You going Braven?
Yozakura family.
Not even close. It was Go Loser Ranger.
Really?
Surprising.
Yes, Go Loser Ranger had an average of 11.01 out of 15.
Whoa, what?
Braven was second to bottom. That is completely wrong, by the way.
Is my anime list primarily...
No, this is my anime list
sorry.
/ Anime Planet. I took it from multiple sources, so I added the averages together.
What's the score on Anime Planet? Because I thought Go Loser Ranger was rated pretty well on it.
I just wanted to ask, are they primarily Western sites or do Japanese people...
They are
use
Western.
Okay, because I was going to say, I think...
Otherwise,
I think
Braven and Go Loser Ranger.
The point is, when we had the place to have the public vote, it was Western oriented. That's why I decided to do it. It's the best way I could gauge.
But I was going to say, because I think for that reason, Go Loser Ranger wouldn't have hit as well with those audiences.
That's the same with Braven.
I also think it didn't help that
Loser Ranger would have hit better than Braven did because a lot of people did grow up with Power Rangers over here.
Yeah.
Also, I think Loser Ranger had the issue of it being on Disney Plus. I think that limited it.
Yeah.
Incidentally, Braven was the next one up. It had 11.17.
Yeah, so that
17. Mission Yozakura family was then followed 11.26. The Elusive Samurai 11.78.
Wow.
Orb, 12.42. Mikine had 12.58. Kaiju number 8 was 12.67. Now, here's where it is. Dan, Delicious, and Dungeon were next to each other. In the event of a tie, if I had kept it as a tie, Dan would have won.
I thought so.
I'm glad we...
I can say there was literally 0.5 in it.
Wow.
What was your top 4 then? So 4th was Dungeon Meshi. 3rd?
3rd, I had Yozakura Family. And Dan was 2nd, and Danger to My Heart was my favourite anime last year.
Genuinely, you enjoyed Yozakura Family more than Delicious and Dungeon?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie.
Fair enough. Sorry,
I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't.
Why that over Delicious and Dungeon then?
I think it was because it's just, put it this way, I know Delicious and Dungeon is better,
but you liked it more.
but I like this one more. It's a bit like saying. How do I put it this way? I know...
What's that Jeremy Clarkson thing with the two
Top
cars?
Gear with 2 cars.
It is a Jeremy Clarkson thing from Top Gear with the cars.
This is good.
But
I like this. Yeah.
That's my attitude with it. Yeah, it's very much like that. And incidentally, Danger to My Heart was the number 1. 13.19 out of 15.
Wow, yeah.
I do think, though, I was amazed Dan wasn't the top of the list. But so... I will say right now, I think that's a good top 3: Delicious in Dungeon, Dan, and then Danger to My Heart Season 2.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's a very
It's my 2 choices in 4th and 5th.
I feel like, Wait, hang on. Sorry, yes.
I mean, my first and second.
Sorry, top 3. Sorry, is Kaiju, Delicious, and.
Oh no, yeah, Kaiju number 8.
Kaiju's three.
Kaiju came 3rd. Yeah, no, Kaiju came 3rd. 31 points. Yeah.
So, Reese, why Kaiju? Over your wank material.
Hey, Kaiju's also my wank material.
He doesn't discriminate.
You think I'm so limited to only one?
Yeah,
and humans?
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Ren.
I'll say Danger in My Heart. Let's go with you.
I think Reese is starting to become the furry of the group.
Yeah, so
Scaly, if anything.
We'll say what our number 1 was and why.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really enjoy this through line of the story with Kafka, how he goes from like 0 to basically hero, and how he tries to do his best to protect humanity while using the powers of the enemy, which is a very common thing from Kamen Rider being brought over.
Yeah, it's a common thing for anime in general.
Yeah, like Naruto kind of thing, doesn't it?
Elliot, your number 1 was
Delicious and Dungeon.
which means your favourite has won.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I'm happy.
Why?
I think that's the 3rd year in a row my number 1 has won.
Why was that one your favourite?
Because it has all the other shows I love this season. This year has certain things I can pick out. Delicious and Dungeon has all of them.
Yeah.
Like, it has the amazing characters, a beautiful animation, the jaw-dropping story, and on top of all that, it has the coziness of Layback Camp.
Yes.
And I can see this easily becoming my comfort show in the future. I've been having a bad day, having mental health crisis, or I've been had another Adam Sandler marathon. I could feel like I could just sit down, watch Dungeon Meshi.
Yeah.
I know for that little bit I'm gonna be okay.
You're looking forward to season 2, I'm guessing.
Oh, so much! Like, I was so surprised when I was looking at the list, like, because I do a tier list of all the anime I've seen before coming up with this list, which is how this sort of ended up in this order. And like when I did Dan followed by Delicious and Dungeon, I was just like, you know what? I think this is better.
I feel like Dan would have won if it hadn't been for that the fact that he ended it on a bad note.
Yeah.
Ren, what was your number 1?
So my number 1 was Delicious in Dungeon as well.
Yes.
I was thinking,
why was it your choice?
Yeah, so I was thinking. I think Dan does a brilliant job of being what it is, right? Which is really stupid because obviously it is what it is. But it's very straightforward, kind of like action, comedy, supernatural, jokey, kind of elements. Delicious in Dungeon is so many different things. It's so chill, but it also has incredibly high stakes. It's fantasy elements. It's food content. It comes to a show is a great description.
The level of creativity,
incredible,
with the show is like next level.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, one of the most creative shows I've ever seen.
It's like it gives
me vibes of Free Ren.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, with like the intense action and the cozy, comfy characters and like. Come on, and like, you all know my feelings on Free Ren. You all know I love that.
Was our anime of the year last year?
What is my favourite anime of all time?
I feel like it's a comparison between, like, I feel like Dan is an equivalent of God of War in the year that it was against Elden Ring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Elden Ring, depth, breadth, incredible. Like a great fucking open world game. That's what Delicious in Dungeon is.
Yeah.
Dan is a honed, straightforward storyline.
Yeah.
Dungeon Mesh is brilliant.
Okay, let's put it this way.
Not
Dandadan is Astrobot.
Yeah, Dandadan is a well-sharpened blade. This is in Dungeons a cozy blanket.
Okay,
totally.
I think that's good. I've picked Danger in My Heart in the end.
That is so good.
Because
It is great.
I thought it had the best romance story of the year, and it kept me gripped for every episode.
My honestly best romance of the year.
Yeah.
But I more say that because Mikine I see more as a slice of life than romance. I don't see best romance.
That's can we?
This is oh my god, the characters are so good. The main pairing was so.
And
beautiful.
I loved every episode of it. That's the reason I decided. And I think Dandadan could have won it for me, but I had to take it points off for that nothing ending, and the fact that it just leaves me on a hook waiting for the next season to come out.
And Danger in My Heart, one of the best endings of the year.
I also feel like Dungeon Mesh is so accessible because it's not like a shonen, it's not a straightforward action thing. This is just like
you could 100% introduce someone to anime.
I tend to rate anime better if Claire likes it as well because she's such a casual anime watcher and she really got into watching Dungeon Meshi. I don't think she would have got as into watching Dandadan.
What about Dangers in My Heart? Do you reckon she would have got into that?
I think
Is
probably
she into romance anime?
no. So if she watched it longer term, maybe, but I don't think she would have enjoyed the start of season 1. I don't think she would have liked Ichikawa's kind of incel-y vibes. But the longer she watched it, maybe she would have.
I don't know about you, Reese, or any of the others, but I didn't come in today thinking this is going to be the day for Dungeon Meshi.
I thought Dandadan was gonna dominate.
I was hoping it would be
and
Dungeon Meshi Day.
and not one of us.
Glad it was.
I kind of thought it was Dandadan was going to dominate, but I was finding it interesting. By the end, none of us picked it as our number one.
It's super good. It's
very good.
very fun.
Yes,
but
I put it second place for a reason.
Same.
It absolutely kicks ass. I was considering putting Mission Yozakura Family at the top,
of course.
but I said to
love your
myself
brain,
at the
Carl.
end of it, I cannot justify this as the best anime of 2024. Like, I can justify it as something I really enjoyed, something I really liked. I cannot justify this.
So there are some logical safeguards still in your brain,
think
Carl.
think about it this way. I'm gonna go into the manga at some point.
Put it this way, I felt more akin. I think I was more justified picking Astra as my number one for 2019 than I was.
Honestly, yeah. I think of the two, Astra is better, personally.
Yeah. Like, if you're talking about like what Ren would consider a questionable pick for my anime of the year, but I would stand
that
by
was a better one.
Dangers in My Heart. I think that one I could justify, and I really loved it.
Agree with that.
Yeah.
Agree.
So you got, and eventually, at some point, you've got to go with the fizz if you catch
For sure.
Like, you don't quite know why you like it, but you just do.
Yeah.
Also, Dandadan's the mainstream picks, and we like to be different.
Yeah. Again, it's just like similar vibes to Laid Back Camp. You just sit back, massive smile on your face the entire time you're watching it.
100%.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see where it's going.
I'm certain season 2 is going to be the conclusion. I'm pretty sure they're halfway through the manga.
Yeah, like they've not got much left to go. But I'll also say as well, it does a better job than the manga because it can do the lighting better than the manga can.
Yeah.
So that's our 2024 season done. We're moving on to 2025.
And already, pretty good things this season.
Yeah, great things this season so far. I've been enjoying Zenshu. I've been enjoying the Red Ranger and Fantasy
I
World.
haven't watched anything yet.
There's been some.
Surprisingly really good one. I'm married to the girl in my class I hate.
Yeah, I was surprised how much I liked that one.
That's legit, actually, really good.
The one I'm a bit iffy on, but I'm not.
It's kind of the way I compare it is the introduction is supposed to be rotten done right.
Yeah. Can I say the one that I'm a bit back and forth on whether I like it or not is that one Impervious to My Charms.
I haven't seen that one.
Put it this way, it has the worst anime dance in an OP I've ever seen.
Even worse than the Hokkaido Girls are super adorable.
Yeah, this dance is, because it's a nothing dance, it's literally them doing this.
Yeah. And also, have you...
I will play it afterwards, I'm not making this up.
Have you guys watched the Guild Receptionist one?
No.
Not yet.
Do it! It's so good!
He turned to Palpatine.
Honest...
Do it.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I watched it just like, holy fuck, this is amazing.
The other one I liked that I won't want people to sleep on is the one that's basically House if it was an anime.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
with anime.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
I'm
That
into
one's
that. I'm into that.
Sakamoto Days has been the Shonen Jump darling of the season.
And it's been a
Seen
great
that.
Netflix one.
Yeah,
Matt Mercer is perfectly cast in the lead role.
Great sequels. Solo Leveling is back. Dr. Stone is back.
Oh.
Peak 100 Girlfriends is back.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we've already
And
got two new girlfriends. They are so good.
And Apothecary Diaries is back.
Oh hell yeah.
Cool. Nice.
My Happy Marriage is back as well.
Yes, I've been loving it.
Same. That's been really good.
So,
But of course, all of that pales in comparison to Cardfight Vanguard Divine Season 3.
hey.
The world rejoices.
So, we'll be back next month. We're going to be
Don't
doing.
judge my biases.
We're going to be doing Anime Mastermind again to decide who gets the wild card. Reese is out this year. He's the quiz master.
Please let me win 1 year.
Well,
Let me live.
I thought we were changing that because he's doing his driving lesson.
Oh yes.
Well, I can do both. I'll just be hitting
No,
the
as
the fairy
in
cards.
I'm going to be sending him the questions. I'm not. He's not writing the questions.
Okay.
It's the point is we're doing the usual thing of you're writing my questions and I'm writing yours and Ren's. But
That is fair.
and then we're going to send them to Reese, and if Reese doesn't approve of them, they get sent back.
Yeah.
So we'll give you the subject. We'll let each other know what the subjects are because of course we said the winner can't win 2 years in a row.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's.
I think it's fair.
I think that's a fair rule. I want to win for once.
Me too, mate. Me too.
I mean, it's been me and otherwise it would just be me and Reese every year.
Yeah.
And it looks like this is just going to be a revolving door.
So shall continue.
I think I think that'll just happen.
Two-party system.
So
It'll just be me and Reese being Quizmaster. Yeah.
To be fair, you guys probably have the better wild card picks than I trust you guys with them more than me and Cal.
sorry, I didn't pick bad wildcard picks this
You
year.
picked Mission Yozakura. Actually, this year maybe an
No,
exception for your.
sure. I picked Mikine.
Yeah,
I need to remember that.
And you also picked the god, the time I became a god.
I regret that one so much.
gosh, yeah, that was.
I picked that one when I was only 8 episodes in. The last 4 episodes were the bad ones.
Also, between us, we all picked Stars Align, so we can all we all have a bad track record at some point.
I forgot to say we all picked Knights and Magic,
which was big in Japan.
but not
Still
bigger
good.
for us.
No.
It was
We were
sad.
forced
Now,
into
before-
And he's a Mecha fan.
Yeah.
Okay, so with all that being said, thank you very much.
Also, next week we're doing anime we didn't get the hype for.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's next month.
Next
Anime
month.
we didn't get the hype for. That will be our other subject matter.
Yep.
Anime we didn't get the hype for. I'm looking forward to doing that. We're also going to send each other which anime we've picked for that one.
Yep.
Um,
Just make sure there's no overlap.
yes,
Yep.
and we're going to wait and
Otherwise, it'd be all 4 of us just picking Chainsaw Man.
and we don't.
I'm not gonna say my one because I'm certain, 100% certain, I'm the only one who's gonna say this one.
Oh, and professionally unprofessional, we don't have a date for the awards yet. We're getting back to you on that one.
Yeah.
We will get it done so soon, but we need to have a date for it.
All I can say is, my bad.
But I will say also right now, thank you very much for joining us.
It's been a really fun 2024.
It hasn't.
Looking forward to 2025.
We'll see you. We'll see you
Can't
next
wait to
month.
see all the mental breakdowns we give you.
Hey.
Hey,
Bye-bye,
goodbye,
everyone.
everyone.